Welcome, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Russ, welcome.
Welcome, Matt.
How are you doing?
To your domicile.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being here.
I'm welcome.
We are 4K Kings, I think. My name is Matt.
I am Russ.
And welcome to your home of physical media, movies, so much more. What else is there, Russ?
Life philosophies, a lot of governance, C-Spanish sort of political debate.
Existential crises.
We are going to go into a lot of existential dread today.
A lot of that.
A lot of that. Yeah, we run it all. We do it all here.
We run the gamut.
Oil changes.
How-to channel.
Yeah.
Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Oil change?
Life hacks.
Life hacks. Well, welcome to your favorite life hack channel. As always, I am Matt and this is Russ. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Lindsay, the producer in the booth. Lindsay, how are you doing? How is everyone doing tonight?
Doing good. Hi, everybody. Looks like we got a lot of people joining us early on.
Where's everybody from?
We've got...
Where are you from?
So far, I just saw one person from UK, but lots of good sentiments going around. Everyone excited to hang out tonight, saying this is their favorite time of the week.
Oh, favorite time. It's my favorite time of the week.
Mine as well.
I love hanging out with you.
I love you too, Matt.
I love hanging out with you.
I don't like our viewers, but I love you, Matt. No, I'm just kidding. I like them more.
Thanks a lot.
No, it's all nothing but love.
Nothing but love. No,
nothing
absolutely.
but love for you, Matt.
Absolutely. And this is a great time of the week, or time of the month. 2 times a month.
2 times a month.
2 times a month.
See the doctor. I don't think that's natural for the female reproduction.
2 times a month. I'm just going to talk right over you. 2 times a month in our last stream.
Once again,
for a while.
Russ nailed it. 5 out of 5 intro to the live stream. I'm killing these, Matt. I am killing them.
This is like our 12th, maybe live stream this year. And if I wish, could someone put like a supercut together of all the intros real quick, just to see how they've all gone.
Yeah.
An upward trajectory, downward.
Just like football, I'm gonna need like the the lines on the screen. Say, Russ, you should have done this, and do like an X over here. No, when Matt asked you what else is on the channel, you should have had a joke ready right here. I got to do some studying, Matt.
You should have zigged. You zigged when you should have zagged.
Exactly.
Something to that effect.
Yeah.
But tonight, Russ, we are here to talk about physical media. So much more, and like I mentioned, I think, unless maybe some people didn't hear, but this will be our last stream. For about a month, we're going to take a little bit of a summer break. Not the full summer. No. We got to get back to work for physical media.
That's right. 4Ks don't rest for anyone.
They don't. But we will be back July 17th, Wednesday, July 17th.
Okay.
That's when we'll be back.
And don't worry, we're going to have plenty of content available in this break. But listen, Matt and I get sick of each other. I mean, there's only so many times we can talk about train spotting.
True.
I'm just kidding. I'll talk about that shit till the day I die. I have a lust for life.
I do as well. And tonight, Russ, one of the biggest, maybe most shocking physical media announcements I think I might have ever seen. I don't know how you feel about it. Do I even want to say it? Do I just want to like tease that out there before we actually get to it? I mean, it's in the damn title of the video, but
what did James Cameron do now?
James Cameron's back with another one.
He's restoring happiness.
Happiness from Criterion. I can't believe that.
No. Let's say Criterion from now on.
Criterion.
We are bugging the hell out of one of our viewers. They comment all the time that we mispronounce
Criterion.
Criterion.
Criterion putting out Happiness in 4K. I like shit when I saw that because I know you're such a huge fan, and we're gonna cover it a little bit later. But wow, what a crazy thing!
I came on a wall and the dog came and licked it up.
And if you get those references, then you're ready for our discussion tonight on Happiness from Criterion. Criterion of all people.
From Todd Solondz.
Criterion. We'll add a little French twist. Plus a couple of titles from Sony. Plus A24's out there doing their thing. We might speak on Caligula.
Oh. I wasn't aware of
Caligula. Well, maybe we'll talk about it for a second. We'll see if we've got time for him.
Okay.
For Malcolm.
But yeah, let's dive in. Bad jokes aside. Oh, dude, yeah, I lost my shit when Happiness was announced also. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
The fact that Criterion did it is
It's nuts.
I mean, I don't know what I was expecting. Now that the announcement has been made, what other label would Happiness end up on?
Shout Select.
That's true because of storytelling and other.
That's it.
You're right. That is true. Shout Select.
Maybe.
Thank you for answering my question.
Maybe.
Yeah. But dude, I adore this film. So day one, we never had a Blu-ray of it. Like we can understand in this day and age when certain films don't make the transition to 4K, but Happiness existed at a time when Blu-ray was flourishing. I mean, not as much as DVD, but the Blu-ray market was healthy for a good amount of time.
Yeah.
And we never received it. We never received Happiness. And it's a landmark moment for physical media collectors, I feel. For Todd Solondz fans,
it is.
This is a landmark moment.
And I think it's a bit of it's obviously a niche kind of a film. So there might be some people watching this right now being like, what is this movie that they're going on about? We're going to talk about Criterion and their slate of all 4Ks this coming September, including Happiness.
Yeah, strong slate as well.
Yeah, so we'll be diving into that tonight, like I said, in some Sony titles and some other things. But before we get into all that, I know you picked up a few things. I picked up a few things that I wanted to share. And I also wanted to give a shout out to one person who made me laugh and also, like, I died a little bit inside as well when I read this comment. So there's a guy named Big Chungus. I'm gonna attribute that to a man.
I like him already. Big
Chungus. He DM'd us in our Instagram a little bit earlier today, actually. I don't know if he's watching. If you're out there, what's up? And he left a really nice comment just saying, I've been really enjoying the live streams. And, I just recently started collecting physical media in May. And a lot of it, I don't want to completely put it on us like it had everything to do with us or something. But he made some remark like we helped kickstart the journey a little bit.
Nice.
And he's like, I picked this up. I picked up Dune. I'm like really excited to watch that. And I've only been collecting since May or whatever. And I have a handful of titles. And he was like, in the mail, I just got my Everything Blue Casino and I'll be watching that tonight. And I was like,
what?
I know.
You're ahead of us.
I know the way he just casually dropped. I was like, I laughed out loud, replied, thank you so much for the nice comment. And I was like, but I really love how you casually just dropped that you picked up the Everything Blue Casino, which is not only like super rare and hard to find, but a title I've been talking about on this channel for like 5 years saying, how can I get one? Yeah. Where do I get my hands on one? There's like 2 on eBay and they're like $250. So I was like, wow, that was really funny. And he replied back and he was like, Casino's in my top 3 films. So I nutted up and paid the $200. I was like, wow. He was like, it was shipped from Japan in 2 days. It's like, wow.
Respect.
So Big Chungus, shout out to you. I definitely wanted to relay that. That made my day.
He saw that listing on eBay and time froze and that Mickey and Sylvia song came on, baby. And he fell in love. That was the ginger of eBay listings.
Cheers to Big Chungus.
Yeah, cheers. Even us as 4K Kings, we never took that plunge on Casino.
No, I've stared at that thing so many times. It's just like so hard to justify that amount of money, but it is such a great piece of like physical media and an awesome steelbook. And it's a great title. It's a great transfer. It's like everything.
And Chung King Express threw down the gauntlet and said, hey, if I did this, what are the 4K Kings going to do?
I feel like there was a little bit of like one-upsmanship there.
There was, Matt.
All right.
I'm going to have to look. You respond. I didn't see that message yet, but
no.
I am detecting a bit of aggression.
Yeah, he sent a picture of some recent pickups that he got too, and there was like Lawrence of Arabia was in there. Some like pretty hefty titles.
Did he ask how much you bench?
No.
Funny. When we started this, I thought we were going to go right into Happiness.
We're not. We have other things to do.
No.
We're going to tease Happiness a little bit longer.
That is really cool. And I'm like, gee, that's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. I thought that was fun.
If you watch our channel, was it a Denny Heat? Was it Everything Blue? Was it Denny Heat? He did Casino?
Yeah,
right?
That's his. Yeah.
So the artist who did the artwork on your recent purchase, he's a what's wrong with me?
I don't know. What is
he's a regular member of
He's
our
out there.
channel. He's a regular viewer.
He's out there right now.
We do need that.
Say hello to Denny and Everything Blue and the greatest casino release that ever lived.
That's the Casino Royale of casino releases.
Yeah, it was awesome. Anything new with you over there before we dive into our new pickups?
Okay. This is sort of adjacent to new pickups. Tell me if I did the right thing, Matt.
All
I
right.
decided today I bit the bullet and ordered Tim Burton's Batman 4K Steelbook.
Is it that blue one?
Yes.
That's sort of like the same steel that I've got in my collection that came out. It's like a Best Buy Steelbook set, and they're all this. They all look kind of like that.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
terrible artwork.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of purplish.
Yes.
I want to say,
Yes.
yeah,
That.
and that's why the artwork. You know what I would die for? Could you picture a Steelbook with the original artwork, like that VHS where the gold Batman logo kind of
Yeah.
like overwraps on the side?
Yeah.
Oh, steel. Even if it said Nicholson Keaton,
Yeah.
I'd kill for that.
Even the Frosty Batman Returns, like the
Oh,
snow
dude,
one.
if they did two of them like that. That would be so sick.
Yeah.
But I realize, listen, in this day and age, after the post comic book world comic book movie world we live in, I'm never going to get that. Any release of this film is going to have the DC logo plastered all over it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be disappointed. So I decided, hey, I need to own this on 4K. I for damn sure don't want the Joel Schumacher ones.
No.
So I decided to go solo and wait for Returns to do the same. Did I make the right call, or should I have held out for a foreign release with potentially better artwork?
No, you made the right call. Because they've already done. Remember, Zavi did something like that too. But the outside box was something of their own creation, but inside was like the original art, I think, in a poster or something. But I mean, it's been done a few times, but no one's really nailed it that way.
And like I said, and I feel like every approach is always that approach of how do we connect this to the DC universe rather than showcasing, yo, this was an awesome movie from 1989 with Nicholson and. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I had to. And actually, our video, our best 4Ks of all time video, someone, actually more than one person, kept responding that the Batman 89 transfer is incredible.
It looks great.
Yeah. And I just thought to it, like, what if I need it. So
Gotta have it.
I bit the bullet and got that Steelbook, even though I'm not a huge fan of the artwork. But
Okay.
I'm glad to hear you tell me I did the right thing.
You did the right thing, Russ.
I'm glad to hear that.
Does everyone out there think he did the right thing? Let him know. Let him know if he did the right thing.
I need confirmation. I am just riddled with doubt.
Riddled with doubt. Well, I know something else you picked up and you texted me about, and I got it as well. And I know you had some happiness that it's here, but some gripes about how it turned out. And I'm curious to know if other people are in the same mindset as what we or you are about to share, which I guess I never really thought about too much because I've bought a few Paramount Presents titles to date, and when I went back to look at it, I was like, you know what, Russ is right. They're all kind of like this, and now I'm like looking at it like, do I like that? That kind of does bother me now. All of a sudden, now that I can't like unsee it anymore.
Paramount Presents is on Titans of Cult level of me now.
So we got our Paramount Presents Chinatowns, and I didn't even open mine yet. So you've got yours there.
I did because I kind of corrected the problem. Matt, while you're opening it, I'll describe my problem. So Paramount Presents, my history with this line is not well. When we first started doing this channel, it was around the time they debuted, and they were only doing Blu-rays. So I mistakenly purchased 48 Hours. Classic film, right? I gotta have it. I thought, hey, that's a cool idea that when you get a slipcase, it opens up and you get the original, poster artwork on it. That's nifty. Nice. Nice. As soon as 48 Hours came in, what was it, a month later, they announced the 4K.
Like right away.
I'm sorry, like this was the quickest. There's double dipping, and then there's this.
Yeah.
And holy shit, I felt like a moron. And then I paid attention. I was like, dude, they're doing this every time. Like, they're not even letting it wait. Sometimes I get it when you put a title out there, they want to test the market, right? But it's like, you're not even doing that. You just debuted it once. Soon it was available for a week, made an announcement that the 4K was coming.
Yeah, they were doing some shady shit.
They really were. And then I recall also when I received 48 Hours, the packaging, which sounds good in theory, always comes slanted because it's too heavy on the top. It outweighs the backside, so it's always on this weird slant. They don't sit right. And honestly, I realized, dude, I would rather have a standard slip that sits correctly than this, where all I'm getting is what am I doing with this Pac-Man shit? I mean, there's nothing really to do with this. That's cool artwork, but just put the original artwork on it, on the slip, and I much prefer that. Then you take into account the prices they charge.
What was it? What was the price?
I want to say this ended up being at least 30, which I'm sorry for all the trouble. I don't think
there are 2 movies.
Well, first off, that rarely happens. I can go into other. Mommy Dearest didn't have 2 movies. Back to the Beach didn't have 2 movies. Ordinary People doesn't have 2 movies. Including the 2 Jakes isn't necessarily a selling point. No. That's more of, hey, we have the rights to this film as well, and we don't feel like anybody gives a shit. So let's add it as a bonus feature to the classic Chinatown.
I didn't even know Nicholson directed that.
See what I mean? Nobody fucking cares about it.
I was really hoping for the original art on the inside, but it's some picture.
Yeah.
I wanted the original art to be there.
And not that nobody cares about 2 Jakes, like it's a bad movie, but I'm saying we're comparing it to like one of the greatest examples of post-film noir. You know, Chinatown is that movie. It's a classic.
Go off.
So even that's not in its corner for this release. I'm sorry. That's a glorified bonus feature. The packaging is ridiculous. I mean,
the slanting
there's nothing special about this. I'm getting tired of it. The 4K practices, the double dipping 4K practices, stupid. I will say thank you for not doing that with Chinatown, with just putting out a Blu-ray first. Thank you for doing the right thing here.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, I just have to. It's been a couple years now. I think they could do better. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm expecting too much. Maybe they don't owe me anything. I don't know. I don't feel like Paramount Presents packs the punch that Paramount Presents thinks it does.
You hearing that? You hearing that, Paramount Presents?
Am I wrong?
Are you hearing that?
Am I wrong?
I don't think so. I mean, I was surprised they were putting out Chinatown. I thought somebody else, maybe a little bit bigger, would have gotten their hands on that, and then Paramount instead was like, this belongs here on this important line. I will say, after you said the slanted comment, and I'm curious to know what other people are saying, if that ever bothered them, because I never really paid too much attention, but now I can't stop looking at it. I do like that this art is kind of like got this shiny like sheen to it. I think that's kind of cool. But isn't it interesting to you that the cover, I feel like, looks like a black and white movie that's been colorized, but the movie's not black and white? You know what I mean? Doesn't that art kind of look like that? It looks like a colorized black and white movie to me.
I mean, the film kind of itself.
I don't know.
I see what you're saying. It's a weird. I get it.
I don't know. Kind of looks like that to me. The art.
You could kind of argue the film. I mean, the film takes place back in the day. It has an old school film noir quality to it. So you're saying that's a negative aspect?
No, I just think it's interesting. That's the way the way that they, I don't know, styled this picture, or the way they photoshopped it or whatever. It kind of looks like it's I
think ultimately that's why I don't care, because to me it just looks like some photoshopped upgrade that nobody put thought into. So whether it looks like it was colorized black and white, I don't give a fuck. It's just you know.
Well, when I pick mine up, Russ.
Holy shit! What do you have? The Paramount Presents collection?
Well, dude, I'll show you first. Look, it's a perfect slant.
Matt, I didn't realize how.
Dude, look, it's a perfect slant.
Dude,
look at him. It's a perfect slant. I don't know if you can see that on camera 1, camera 2. There is a literal. I have these stacked up, but there's literally a perfect slant with all boxes lined up.
Yeah. And you know how I noticed that is people like me, sometimes I'll organize my collection by boutique. Yeah. And when I tried to do that with Paramount Presents, it was like, this looks ridiculous.
Trading Places, Ordinary People, Airplane, The Golden Child, Ghost, and Chinatown.
Yeah, you have more than I do.
That's what I got.
Essentially, though, Matt, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with Paramount Presents.
You're done.
Until they wow me again. Unless it's a title like Chinatown. And make no mistake, at the end of the day, the film is what's most important here.
Yes.
So the film looks great, all that, I'm happy. But, you know,
But Paramount Presents just isn't wowing you anymore.
Not for a title like Chinatown. Chinatown deserves better.
Who should have done Chinatown?
Criterion even, but yeah, even a nice Arrow box, I could see it, anything, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the title Chinatown getting this treatment is the one that's pushing me over the edge of, hey, what are you guys doing here?
Lindsay, what are the people saying about Chinatown and this release in particular? Any chatter out there?
Yeah, it looks like the UK versions are a bit different. I think it was Kirk Redgate. He said that he got the UK edition, and it's actually a hard box, but he didn't get the 2 Jakes included.
Right, yeah.
But he said the hard box is nifty. And then Olivier Savard said the UK versions of Paramount Presents have a lot more stuff in them, which he doesn't understand.
Yeah, that UK one had like a poster and a hard box, but no 2 Jakes.
And I'm regretting not going with that one. My rationale at the time was importing. It's always cheaper to get the North American release, as we're Americans. And the Two Jakes, even though I just did a whole rant about it being a glorified bonus feature, was one of those like, hey, I never did see the Two Jakes. I
want to see it.
So that Paramount got me. But like I said, at the end of the day, I regret it. I wish I went with that nice box. And in the future, that's what I'll be doing.
That's what you'll do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to watch it. I'm glad I got it. I've heard nothing but good things about the transfer.
Same.
I'm excited to see it. Did a lot of people out there get them? Does it seem like a lot of people picked this up?
Kind of hard to tell, but Matt Me just said that the Chinatown transfer looks awesome.
Yeah, it's what I've
seen it.
It's what I've heard as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I just received mine yesterday. I haven't popped it in yet.
Gotcha.
I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah, and then did you get anything else other than those things?
I did, Matt.
What else you got there?
Well,
so I have one other thing that I was going to share, but I know you've got
this
some
actually.
stuff.
Yeah, well, this was released a couple weeks prior, but my birthday was last week, and this was the title I put aside to let my loved ones know, hey, you can give me this for my birthday. But I, of course, picked up Bad Lieutenant on 4K.
Looks great.
Well, picked up, received it as a gift. I have to own Ferrara. That's one of my favorite filmmakers. Ms. 45's tattooed on my arm. You got to watch this movie for Keitel's performance alone. But more importantly, if you watch our channel, you've heard us gush over this movie in the past. If you were on the fence about picking it up, as of right now, the 4K of this slipcover included is going for $19.99 on Amazon.
Awesome.
Which is a great price for a brand spanking new 4K of a brilliant film with a brilliant performance at its center. And when I say a brilliant performance at its center, my man's in every scene. It's his movie. You know, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that electricity. You're getting that madman level of oh shit in every scene. If you're a Keitel fan and you've skipped this one, go to Amazon right now, $19.99, and thank me later.
You texted me and just said, blind buy this now.
I did. As soon as I came across that price, because we talked about it, and you said you've never seen it.
I know.
And I know the kinds of movies you like. I know you like Keitel, and you missed this one, and I'm like, holy shit. $19.99, you definitely have to take the plunge.
Yeah, and I said to you, it's like it costs more money for two people to go see a movie in a theater. It's like, you know, you're taking a chance on seeing any movie, whether you like it or don't like it, and this is a cheaper thing, and you're watching it in the most pristine quality ever, and...
Exactly. And think about it.
If you don't like it, it's in your collection. No big deal. If you did like it, you own something that you really enjoy.
That's right. It's cheaper than the cost of 2 movie tickets. And again, let me state, Bad Lieutenant is the perfect date movie.
This Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Russ, we have a question for you.
Oh, Russ has got a question from the audience.
Did you get a chance to pop it in yet and see how it looks?
I actually have not.
No.
All right, you're gonna have to double back because we got some people asking.
It was my birthday. We've been
busy.
Summer. There's been a lot of but
happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
Didn't you just say it was your birthday?
No,
yeah. It's happy birthday.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
I handle compliments well.
Nice.
What did you get?
So I got something in the mail that I had been waiting for a while because I pre-ordered it, I guess, a couple of months ago, and it's the first time I've ever ordered from this company. And I didn't even take it out of the box that it came in. I thought I could kind of just take a look at it right now, real time, and sort of see the whole first experience of opening up something from Umbrella Entertainment.
Nice.
My first ever release that I picked up from them, Primer. When they announced all those titles, I think it was a few months ago. It was like Primer and Upstream Color, and we had talked about a couple of them. And they've been putting out a lot of like really great stuff. Primer's a movie that I've always really, really loved, and I've only ever owned the DVD, and I don't know that it'll ever come out in a better quality thing than Blu-ray, most likely. And I've never seen a really great collector set for it. And when they put that out, and I was shown the ways of a very nice coupon code, Serial 15, I think it is, from someone had put that in our chat at one point. Get a nice little 15% off. Shout out to, I believe, Serial at Midnight that has that hookup.
Nice.
I'd like a hookup.
We deserve it.
I'm ready for a hookup, but yeah, so 15% off. That pretty much takes care of the shipping element because it is it's a little expensive to get it shipped. So that kind of takes care of that.
Yeah,
but
totally.
I had to grab it before it sold out because all their stuff sells out pretty much like within sometimes like 2 weeks, maybe even less, you know, in a lot of cases. So this one, maybe this is still out there. I don't know if this is like a sought after title. This one might still be available for all I know.
The suspense is killing me.
So, all right. So it's in just a regular box. It's probably going to be the exact size of the release itself. And it's in a hard box already. So I guess that's not too terrible. No outer
good shipping.
No outer. Yeah, so far. Let's see if I can.
The Australians know how to pack a box, man.
Let's see what they're doing in here.
What is the origin of the name Umbrella?
I don't know. Does anyone know? Any Australian
sort of like Criterion. It's pronounced Umbrella.
All right, so around it was a nice little layer bubble wrap. Like that. You've bought something from Umbrella before.
Yeah, I've bought a couple. I've ordered from Umbrella more than once.
Very
Repo
nice.
Man, Love Witch, Miami Connection.
Oh, yes. Look at this. Oh, wow. This is really nice. I don't know if anybody can comment on their Umbrella experiences and what they feel like the quality of their releases are. I know that one Super Mario like fungus edition or something was like, yeah, it was like a huge watershed moment for them, I think. But if you're someone like me who'd never ordered from them before either, this is just as good as quality as you could probably hope for. I mean, this looks really, really nice.
I'm a little angry.
Let me pop this open.
That's
Why?
A Blu-ray?
It's Blu-ray.
Why did Primer get better treatment than Love Witch, Repo Man, and Miami Connection?
Love Witch got a nice little thing. Didn't they get a collector's edition?
No, it did, but it wasn't a box like that.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Oh, what did Repo Man get?
Same kind of like a regular slip. The kids release is like that.
Yeah. Lindsay, any Umbrella love out there?
Not so much for Umbrella yet, but people seem to like Primer.
Oh, nice. My Primer people are out there tonight. Okay.
Primed.
Got a few people
They're
that get
primed
it.
up. I like that, Russ. Tell them, what are they? They're primed.
Oh, they're primed.
Oh, my Primer
ready
peeps.
to go.
All right. Well, the outer box is sort of, you know, this black charcoal gray color with the word Primer on it a few times, and some of them are kind of like reflective. They look really cool. The word Primer is in blue. Inside is a lot of stuff, which I'm going to try to pull out. Here, take a look at that box, Russ. You tell me about the quality of that box. You described that to the audience there.
Heft. Heavier than I was imagining.
And what really got me was I love, my favorite thing is, and I wish Arrow would get on board, is hard box with a slipcase over top of the release inside the box. Like this. Because when I saw this slipcase, I was like, damn, that slipcase is so nice. It's like this circuit board looking thing. Of course, like, you know, the circuits, if I'm not sure if you can see this too well, but they're, you know, like reflective. It looks awesome. But usually you would just get the Blu-ray in that box. Like you wouldn't have a slipcase on it. It would just be this, which is the original poster art. Like it would just be in there with the booklet, which is also here, booklet and some art cards and stuff, which again, really nice quality. Feel that quality. It's not
Vinegar Syndrome does what you're describing as well.
I love that too. And like I said, I wish Arrow would get on board with that. I don't know how much that would up their costs or whatever, but it's a nice touch to have that covered, especially when the slipcase is really, really nice, which this is a really nice quality slipcase. Russ, have a feel on that as well.
It is.
Touch that. Love that. What are people saying about Primer out there? That's like their favorite science fiction movie of all time, that they love time travel.
That's a bit of a stretch, babe.
They're saying it like me. They've never seen it.
No, Lindsay, the producer, said there was some chatter about the movie.
Okay, so there's 3 people.
3. All right, well, I'm moving along. I just wanted to share that with the audience for all you Umbrella people that have some Umbrella curiosity.
I always heard good things.
Dude, this is awesome. I'm really satisfied with this.
Yeah, it's a sweet release. If you're a fan of the movie, you can't go wrong with that.
No, you cannot go wrong. Nice hard box, great slip. So if you're looking for a quality release, look no further than Umbrella Entertainment.
If you're looking for a good time, if you're looking to get primed.
I was trying to cut a commercial for Umbrella to try to get us a coupon code, and you blew it.
You know, as 4K kings, there are those unfortunate times when you have to stream. And when we stream Tubi.
We're trying to do a commercial for Umbrella. We want a 4K Kings 15.
You know, as 4K kings,
off.
There's unfortunate times when it rains. And when it rains, we use umbrellas. There, Matt.
Great. Nailed it.
Got our ad revenue in.
Nailed it. All right, Russ, enough with all this ballyhoo.
No more tomfoolery.
No.
No more poppycock.
No, none.
No more ballyhoo.
No more ballyhoo. let's get into it, for goodness sake. But I am really pleased with that release. Thank you, Umbrella. Quality.
That's a sick release.
Quality. So before we jump into the news, just wanted to say this one more time. Russ and I, we are out of here after the stream. We'll be back in a few weeks, but while we're gone, there will be a couple of videos going up, including our video for the best soundtracks of all time, and as well as a few clips from this live stream and a few others. And we've got some news to jump into. The first thing I wanted to talk about was a brief mention about Taxi Driver being delayed. Taxi Driver being delayed. And I hope that it's settled at this point. It seems like it is, but it looked a little scary for a second because initially it was supposed to come out June 25th. So like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden people were getting these like messages from Amazon or whomever they pre-ordered from that was like, there is no pre-order date. There's no date anymore. Like, we'll let you know when the date is. And it was like, what the hell happened? And then there was some people that were commenting about the manufacturer of the Steelbook, Scanavo, something like that. Scanavo, I think is how you say it. But I guess it was on their end a problem with the manufacturing maybe of the Steelbooks. So they had to all either, maybe they printed a bunch and they realized there was a defect, or maybe they never even got that far. They had to like start over. I don't know. But it sounds like that's the reason why. Nothing to do with the disc itself. Nothing to do with like, the transfer, something weird happening.
Yeah, no, I heard it was an issue with the Steelbook manufacturing as well, that they actually misprinted the cover art as the film, that Taxi movie with Jimmy Fallon and Queen Latifah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. You can't trust Scanavio when it comes to their production.
Scanavio has their own agenda when it comes to other classic films. They feel like
they're in Lorne
made.
Michael's pocket. They'll do anything for Fallon.
Well, I will say my pre-order link, and it seems like others now say July the 2nd. So it's like a week later.
Oh, that's not bad. I didn't check the update, but I did. I got that message. I texted you and I said, hey, what's going on with Taxi Driver? Do we have to do a political assassination attempt on the candidate to get this coming out? What's going on?
I'm sure all the Columbia Classics owners are having a good laugh.
For real. What teenage prostitute do I have to save to get this Steelbook, Matt?
All the Columbia Classics owners that were like angry that their most coveted release is now available to all.
Yeah, but that set didn't have the Jimmy Fallon classic Taxi in it.
That's going to be in the 5th Columbia Classics release.
Either that or Criterion.
Criterion. So I don't know. Hopefully that pre-order sticks. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. I don't know if anybody else has any thoughts about that. But Sony, I still love you. Everything's still okay.
Listen up, you fuckers, you screwheads. Here is a man that needs his Steelbook.
I've been pushed too far. But some other, before we jump into the happiness news, which I know you're dying to talk about, and I am too, but there was a couple other small Sony news items that I thought were interesting, just to tie it in with all this Sony hoopla with
more delays.
Taxi Driver. No.
Okay.
No. But also for all you Columbia Classic owners, another movie that's jumping ship straight out of Volume 1, and that's A League of Their Own, Russ.
Wow.
A title that I know you're rushing out to pre-order.
I sense you're being sarcastic.
I'm asking.
No, I'm not pre-ordering.
This used to be my playground.
Oh, don't get me started. They got that music video?
They do.
Oh, shit. That song, dude, I remember being like 10 years old. That hit me in the feels. I thought I was deep as hell listening to that song. Like, yeah, this used to be my play. I'm 10 years old.
Dude.
I should be on the playground.
Dude,
what the fuck was I all nostalgic about listening to that song?
I don't know. Try listening to it.
I wish I was joking, too. I'm not kidding. Probably the movie. Because that is like awesome in the end when you see like the real women.
That's what I was about to say. Try watching it or listening to it while you watch the movie. Then you're like, damn.
Yeah. No, that's a great... Man, this is one I'm 50-50 on. See, this is one of those titles I take for granted.
You do.
That is always going to exist.
Yes.
Always going to be available. I can never see it being altered in any way. I don't know. I feel like it's too beloved, but maybe I'm being naive. Should I pre-order, Matt?
Well, let's see what it's all about first, and then you can tell me, and I'll tell you my thoughts.
In World War II.
Tell me more.
Give me the deets.
You did say this was like a C-SPAN-esque thing. There's going to be some historical facts that need to be thrown out. The people need to know the background story of before League of Their Own.
Well, back in the day during World War II, John Lovitz started...
I need the prequel, Russ.
Baseball league.
I need the prequel.
Oh, wait, it wasn't John Lovitz. It was the director's brother. John Lovitz was the scout.
Yeah.
It was Marshall. It was Penny Marshall, Gary Marshall.
Yeah, what about him?
Yeah.
He's the owner.
I messed up. I was remembering that John Lovitz was the owner.
Oh, no, he's not.
Yeah,
He's
scout.
not. Yeah, he's the scout.
Yeah.
So this is Escaping from Columbia Classics Volume 1. It looks like they're just doing a regular with a slip and no steelbook at this point. The features are identical. Let's see if I can throw this up. So then you can decide, Russ. The features are identical to what was on the Columbia Classics edition, which included, for the very first time, 5 international trailers and 3 episodes from the A League of Their Own TV show from 1993.
Oh, man.
That had never been provided before.
Arguably more popular than the film.
And it's kind of funny because it's like, don't get too attached to this show. I mean, it's like 3 episodes. What if you were like really into it after episode 3? That's it.
All the men came back from war. And
you're not going to find that show anywhere else.
Yeah, for real.
I think there was only like 7 episodes of it anyway, but still, they're going to like, do you like that?
Who was in it? I don't even remember.
I don't know. I don't know. You can't give me the rest? That sucks.
Wait, didn't they? Wait, they did a show. Isn't there a show right now?
I don't know. Is there?
I thought Amazon did a updated League of Their Own.
Is that still on? Did that get canceled?
Something.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't follow that. But you're also getting, obviously, the 4K update, the Dolby Vision and all that kind of stuff that was already done prior, a documentary, feature commentary from Penny Marshall, and, Lori Petty's on there too. It's kind of weird that they only put that on the Blu-ray. Can't listen to the commentary if you're watching the 4K. That kind of sucks.
Deleted Lori Petty and Dolby Atmos.
Deleted scenes. And this used to be my playground music video by Madonna Russ. It's there.
I did a little rant there, Matt, but I actually don't remember the music video for this song. I remember the song.
It's interspersed.
Obviously.
It's got the movie interspersed in it.
Ah, man.
It's one of them.
If they threw the video for Justify My Love on here.
Dude, I love this movie. We watched it not that long ago, and honestly, it kind of like got me surprisingly like a little emotional in certain parts.
Hell yeah!
And you know who I thank for that? Hans, who I didn't even realize did the score for this movie. Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer.
Bobby.
Yeah.
I'm your white knight.
I'm your white knight. I had no idea you were doing the soundtracks for A League of Their Own. Ellis. Tell these guys they don't know me. Did you know he did the soundtrack for this? The score? Come on.
More importantly, what happened to Ellis? We need Ellis in more movies.
He's in a movie that I like. He's in.
I can't think of any other movie with Ellis.
He's in Breaking Away. He's like the opposing, like town, like jock, like on bicycle.
Did you point that out when I saw it?
Dude, he's like 20 and he's super young. No beard yet. No coke habit yet. You like your 80s Ellis.
That's when he shined.
He's the 70s Ellis before all the mess.
Come on, we all know 70s Ellis is it's 80s where that's 80s Ellis is where it's
80s haircut, 80s like gray suit, like real
80s Ellis is here to negotiate.
I can give him to you.
So anyway, back to
A League of Their Own. There's used to be my playground video on here as well. Hans Zimmer changed my life. I was kind of hoping for a steal, but I feel like I'm saying that more and more lately. I'm happy with this. I think this looks nice. This looks classy.
That's classy for this.
Yeah,
dude. I don't need some fancy tree. This isn't like a cult movie.
No.
This is just a great film, period.
Yeah, it's great. I'm not sure if the pre-order's up yet, but I will obviously be picking this up. It's a no-brainer for me.
I've never owned it.
Me neither.
I've never picked it up.
Now's the time.
I don't know. Tom Hanks has been pissing me off lately.
No. In what way?
That's a good pun too, with Tom Hanks pissing. Even in this, remember he comes in there and just whips it out and starts pissing in front of all the ladies.
Yeah, there's a deleted scene where it goes on for 8 minutes.
Probably. I mean, Hanks too.
Maybe there is. I don't know.
You ever seen this? Like, it's a thing. Money Pit. There's a piss joke. Big. Yeah. He takes a piss. That's when he realizes he's big. He goes in the bathroom.
Okay.
League of Their Own is a piss thing. Obviously, Green Mile.
Okay.
There was some other ones.
Philadelphia, when he has to get a little piss test going.
Is that true?
Blood test? Yeah, when he has to.
Test?
Yeah,
no,
when he has to go to the doctor.
Not blood. Tom Hanks is all about the urine.
Yeah, when he had to go to the doctor.
I've never seen Castaway,
I made that up,
but
maybe.
I'm sure there's a urine scene in Castaway.
He's trying to like filter his urine in a bottle.
Yeah, that's
maybe
Kevin
drink
Costner.
That's Kevin Costner. Okay.
What on weekends?
Captain
Captain
I'm
Ron?
the captain now. What's that one?
Captain Phillips.
Captain Phillips? Any,
No, but
any
hold on. You know what? I'm being serious for a second.
Okay.
He disappointed me a little bit.
Why?
I don't know. I heard he said recently that, due to, modern times, 2024.
Okay.
He said if the role of Philadelphia was offered to him today, he would not take it. I don't agree with that.
Well, he's probably in a much different headspace now than he was back then, so it's easy to say that.
Fuck him in his headspace.
Yeah.
Because honestly, think about that. What he's essentially like, I get what he's saying. He's trying to appease a modern argument.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, if you didn't star in that movie, it wouldn't have been made in 1993.
That story wouldn't have been told.
It wouldn't have been. And if it was, without your involvement, it would not have hit the masses the way it did. And that was I remember, I was around these times, dude. In the early 90s, we were just coming off a president who wouldn't even talk about AIDS. And the only real representations we had in a human way was fucking Philadelphia and The Real World on MTV.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, these were early examples of the public being educated on this disease and all that. And it's just like, why say that? Like, I don't get it. To me, that is much more important than, like I said, trying to say the right thing in 2024. Like, why would you even regret that? Why would you have those thoughts? You did a good thing, Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
What is Jonathan Demme an asshole for making that movie? Like, for real. Denzel, is he apologizing for it? Like, what the fuck? But pre-ordering A League of Their Own.
Me too. Coming soon from Sony.
I love a movie.
Another great commercial for
I love
Sony products.
I love a good movie about an alcoholic. It is one of my favorite Tom Hanks performances.
No wonder he's always pissing. He's always drunk in all these movies. He's always drunk. Was Woody in Toy Story? Did he have any peeing moments?
Probably. He didn't. We're
going too far down this rabbit hole.
We are.
Well, on from AIDS and on to 1990s high school comedies.
Sometimes they involve AIDS.
Anyone order a Love Burger in 4K?
Oh, I didn't catch this announcement.
Dude, this is another Sony joint where I'm like, you're doing something here, Sony. What are you doing to me?
David, you know my thoughts on this movie too, and I'm clearly in a mood.
Dude, you're in a mood, Russ. September 3rd, 4K Ultra HD from Sony. Again, in a slipcase, no steel. Okay, that's okay. But again, here we are. I just love it when Sony throws those steals out there. Just tickles my fancy a little.
This isn't worthy of a steal.
But it looks good. I like what they're doing here with this. Straight out of Columbia Classics Volume 3 is Can't Hardly Wait. No, I'm just... August 20th. Sorry, it was only a joke I laughed at.
I got it.
Where's my DVD? So I've got my DVD right here, Russ, to share. Here it is. You have this on DVD?
That is really funny you ask. Do you know why?
Why?
That was my DVD.
The one I have?
I gave it to you.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. In the early 2000s. I gave you that
What?
DVD. Yes, I swear to God.
That's a twist ending to this Can't Hardly Wait segment.
It is.
My mind's blown.
It is.
So tell me the story. How did it all go down?
I don't really like the movie.
And that's why you gave it to me? And I'm here all jazzed up and you're like ready to just say that?
The movie, all right, the movie is a mid-movie.
No.
There's an actress in this movie that I had a huge crush on as a teenager.
In this movie.
What do you mean?
For me.
No, me.
I'm saying for me.
What?
I'm saying for me, Jennifer Love Hewitt. I didn't have a crush on in
story
general.
of how you got the DVD. I'm saying I had a crush on the actress that's in the movie. I always thought the movie was mid at best.
Who do you have a crush on? Denise?
But when DVD, who the fuck is that?
This girl.
No, Jamie Presley, dude.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about her.
And so I always thought the movie was okay. And then she pushed me over to buy it because this was the early 2000s when DVD was hitting. And then I remember looking at it on my shelf. And keep in mind, I was probably around the age of like 20, 21.
Okay.
Intelligent.
Very.
And I was looking at my shelf and I said, well, why do I own this bullshit? And I said, Matt, do you want this? we were playing in a band. I brought it over one day. I was like, do you like this movie? You were like, yeah, I'll take that. I swear to God.
Did you present it the same way? Like, Matt, do you want this bullshit?
No, I was much more polite in those days.
Well, I guess I owe you a huge debt of gratitude because I'll tell you what, I've put this on countless times.
Yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
not, dude, it's not terrible. I don't hate it. But like I said, it's for me, it's not a movie worthy of owning.
For me, it is a movie worthy of owning.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
A lot of people like it.
That's why I was going to ask you. I didn't know if you did or didn't, to be honest. But also, the fact that this is getting a 4K release from Sony, does this have a lot of fan love? Is there a lot of people like dying for this? Because I'm stoked, but I didn't realize that it would get the 4K treatment.
Our age demographic love this movie.
If you're in like the 14 and maybe 18 range,
you're in high school when this came out. The people, yes, of course.
Dude. I feel like, I don't know. Let me go through. Let me go through the stuff here too, because Sony's like actually giving you some stuff. They're giving you not only the 4K resolution, the original camera negative, Dolby Atmos track when Love Burger hits the stage and they play, you know.
I'll admit that's
Paradise City.
That is pretty cool for a movie that takes place at a party.
Dude, it's awesome.
I honestly would be interested
and
in Dolby Atmos.
And they got, and I actually, I don't know who these two people are, but they got two people in to approve that shit. Like probably some like sound designers or some producers or someone from this movie. They like had to give their sign off on it. I'm sure it's probably awesome. 11 newly uncovered alternate and deleted scenes.
That makes sense. Shit, the movie's cut to hell.
Well, dude, I didn't know that.
What?
That this movie was cut to hell.
No. I don't. Maybe it was. I'm not talking about some like studio interference. I'm just talking about it's a quick cut movie. There's a lot of like fast takes. I can imagine there's billions of deleted scenes for this shit.
When I went to just take a look at maybe if I could find what it was, I didn't see they don't go into any real explanation, but I saw a couple of articles where Ethan Embry mentioned that he was under the impression this movie was going to be rated R. And when they were filming it, it was very much so rated R. And then all of a sudden the studio wanted to claw that back and make it PG-13, and they cut the movie to hell, which then he didn't, I don't know that he completely disowned it, but he basically was like, look, that makes no sense. I kind of feel betrayed. You had American Pie come out the next year rated R. It was a smash. Like, I feel like we could have had something here, and they like just fucked it up basically, which I had no idea.
I agree with him because you know what's funny? I just told you I always thought this movie was mid and like that. If that makes sense for somebody who doesn't really care about it all that much, I could see this being better in that vein. I definitely could.
I like it in its sweet PG-13 style.
You could keep that tone. I don't think he's suggesting they're taking out the whole stupid Tia Leone thing and all that, but I mean, I'm talking just if it was just up a notch. Yeah, I think it would have worked way notch better as an R. If people were cussing, if it was just a little more real. That was my problem with it. Everything was really stereotypical. Like Seth Green's character, I get what they're doing.
He's obnoxious,
but it's like, come on, we were around at that time. White guys who were into hip hop and all. It wasn't that. It wasn't Malibu's Most Wanted over the top.
We knew
like he's basically doing the Jamie Kennedy thing. Yeah. That would be a couple years later. And in Malibu's Most Wanted, we're like, it's slaps. It's ridiculous. But here they're trying to portray more of a real heartfelt. And to me, every character in this movie is just a fucking stereotype.
I love it. I love it.
You gotta agree with me though.
I don't.
There's no depth here.
Yeah, there's depth. I don't. I don't agree with you at all.
But I do want to. Who's never seen Dazed and Confused.
But I do want to cut for 1 second.
What's the better teen movie? Is this Dumb and Dumber and Natural and Singles again?
I want to ask the audience really quick: is anyone interested in this at all? Before we continue this raging conversation,
you should read the chat on this one. It's pretty funny.
This is an epic chat.
Dude, we never get to see the damn chat.
All right, let me see if I can bring it up.
YouTube always blocks it. I don't know what's happening. We've done everything in our power. I'm going to ask the audience this. If anyone out there knows why we can never see the chat replay, we tried every fix you can imagine. At one point, the only thing I can come up with is apparently there is a guy, Lindsay, the producer, made it.
Don't encourage anyone.
No, but apparently there was a guy who's like kind of was being hateful. And I'm thinking maybe it's that person. But whatever it is, we can never watch this replay. And it's kind of annoying. I'd love to hear feedback and see what everyone's saying.
Well, now I'm looking at here we go. Matt Mead says J Love approved the transfer. Jennifer Love Hewitt approved it for us.
She can whisper to ghosts.
She can whisper to the ghosts. I'm definitely getting Can't Hardly Wait, said Matt Mead. Okay, then.
Listen, there are plenty of worse 90s teen. Can't Hardly Wait is The Godfather compared to Empire Records.
Movies with Marco said he saw it in the theater. I didn't see this movie in the theater. I saw Clueless in the theater, and I think there was another high school movie I saw in the theater, but not this one. I saw this like on TV and was like, wow, this movie's like better than I thought. I feel like I saw the trailer for this and was like, I'm not going to like this, and then saw it and was like, wow, I like that actually.
I saw the trailer, didn't want to see it at all. A friend of mine had the cable hookup. He had the black box, so he had the pay-per-view channels for free, and I was over there. And whenever I was over his house, I was like, "Yo, put on the movie channel. I can watch this shit for free." And I ended up watching it over there in high school.
Our friend Captain Morgan in the chat wants me to tell you that Can't Hardly Wait is better than Times Square.
Man,
I don't know. I've never seen it, but someone just wanted me to tell you that. Here he is, right here. Captain Morgan wanted me to say that.
Oh, hold on. I kind of agree, because Times Square was messed with as well. And the way you're telling me Can't Hardly Wait was. The ending of Times Square was completely manipulated. Even they threw a Bee Gees song on the credits for a movie that was about punk rock. Like that was messed with too. I get what you're saying. Ironically, I just made a joke and said Can't Hardly Wait is The Godfather compared to Empire Records.
Yes.
Empire Records is made by the same guy who did Times Square.
Okay.
So that, yeah, I don't know. But
a lot of people seem stoked about it, dude. I'm seeing a lot of people stoked.
Movie.
Okay.
I'm in the minority on this one, and I'm just speaking for me. I just don't. Comment.
Russ needs to buy this and give it to Matt in 4K.
Wait, there is one where
thank you. Carlos Chavez is correct. Russ needs to do the cycle again, buy it in 4K, live with it for a little while, and then be like, you know what? What's this bullshit? And give it to me.
I'll just watch JB Presley in 4K. Okay, here you go.
You missed the one where they said Russ has been storing his DVD at Matt's house for 20 years.
Thanks, Russ. I appreciate that.
Give me the R cut. Honestly, dude, if this included that cut, if there is one in existence that you're speaking of,
that'd be cool.
I would be. I honestly would probably pick it up.
It'll be
that intrigues me.
Well, there's 6 existing deleted scenes, and then these new ones. I'm interested to see those takes and see how much profanity is there. Like what are the scenes that got cut and why, and would it have pushed it over? I'd be interested to see those.
I bet it's more than just those scenes that are available. I'm sure the available deleted scenes you're getting here are just ones that would have fit in.
Yeah.
Like they were probably in the PG-13 cut and then were edited out for flow and timing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that R-rated decision, that footage probably doesn't even exist anymore, dude.
Dude, there's a making of on here, 2 commentaries, one from when it first came out, one from 10 years later with the whole cast, the filmmakers. You get I Can't Get Enough of You Baby music video from Smash Mouth. Rest in peace.
Oh shit.
First
Matt, we can quit. We got the I Can't Get Enough of You Baby music video on a 4K disc.
I love that Sony's including music videos now.
It's Smash Mouth, dude. Come on.
And what was that guy's name?
Think about
Rest
this year alone,
that guy.
Dude. This year alone.
Okay.
We got Humans Being.
Yep.
Now we got I Can't Get Enough of You Baby. Dude, this is like, we should change this to a music channel. We're getting all the heavy hitters of classic music.
We are, and this movie had a good soundtrack, by the way. So here we go. That's Can't Hardly Wait. August 20th.
Okay. Let me end on a positive note.
Please.
For people who want to hate me. I think the Charlie Korsmo storyline is awesome in this movie, and I think that was done really well. I wished it was more of it. I actually wish the entire movie would have been about that kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the whole thing, like when he gets up and does Paradise City and all that. I like those parts of the movie. I actually do it.
Like it should have been his story.
Yeah.
Following him.
That one felt the most genuine in a teen 90s movie. Not that it felt realistic, but it felt the most genuine, like he's a character I care about.
Right.
Everyone else felt like a stereotype.
Gotcha. Well, Can't Hardly Wait. I'm going to be definitely picking that up, unless you pick it up first and gift it to me.
We got to clip this as a segment.
But I will say, Russ, again, and I know we just put our a video up not that long ago about the movies we wanted from certain boutiques, and of course we jumped on and talked about Sony, and of course we talked about Just One of the Guys, and just thinking about Sony again, and this coming out again, my mind goes to Just One of the Guys. And I just really, really want it to happen. I feel like we got to keep putting it out there.
We're
there it is.
Keep on pushing, man.
Look,
we're going to keep on pushing.
We even have a fake mock-up that we can now worship and look at and really put out there like, this is it. This is close. This is closer.
Tell me, everyone watching right now, even if you've never seen Just One of the Guys, you're buying that cover. You're buying that movie. You're based on that Steelbook alone.
Come on, Steelbook.
The greatest film to ever exist.
I want a Steelbook. Sony, let's go. I'm going to buy Can't Hardly Wait.
With a David Lynch commentary, because Sherilyn Fenn's in the movie.
I've bought Fright Night. I've bought Rudy. I've bought so many Sony titles.
Dragon.
Last Dragon. I'm buying them up. Real genius. I'm buying them up. Come on, Sony.
Sony's been awesome.
They're awesome.
They've been doing some good stuff.
What else are people waiting for out there? Demolition Man. A lot of people agree with you on the Arrow Demolition Man.
Yeah, dude. Demolition Man. I was surprised you relegated it to Kino.
I felt like it seemed good to Kino. But
nothing against Kino, but I'm aware Demolition Man has cult love, which to me, that always pushes it into an Arrow on the Arrow side, those boutique labels. Whereas Kino, as I said, they can kind of do anything. Not that Kino can't do cult, but they can do, they're not genre specific.
They're not genre specific.
Whereas Arrow, there's always the cult element, which
Gotcha.
I do believe Demolition Man has.
Okay. So who else is waiting for Demolition
Let me say this, though. Fucking Over the Top as a VSU, that is perfect.
Who's waiting for Over the Top in a VSU?
Perfect.
Who knows anyone that works at Vinegar Syndrome? Let them know you want Over the Top in a VSU.
And yes, I would buy that.
Come on, then. That's exactly what we need.
That. I have the bare bones Blu-ray of it. It was $5.
Yeah. I've never owned it. This would be my time.
Oh, dude, that kid actor.
Oh, it's and Loja?
Hilarious.
Don't forget Loja.
That is, dude, all right. I know we're bigging up just one of the guys. Over the Top may be the funniest comedy of the 80s.
Dude, I haven't seen it in so long. Will I laugh?
Oh, God, yes.
So good.
I promise you will.
All
the sentimental stuff.
The sentimental stuff, I remember being a little off.
And Stallone, oh, yes,
it feels off.
Stallone doing like the pseudo Rocky speeches to like this little kid.
Because you don't really care too much about that kid. He's kind of like, he kind of sucks.
And it's not the kid's fault. That was a thief. That was like a lot of 80s movies, kids were fucking annoying.
Yeah, he was kind of, So it was hard.
Yeah.
And it was hard as a kid watching it to be sympathetic to a kid that I knew I probably wouldn't have liked in real life. But I liked it. I liked the movie.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Yeah. And over the top.
Comical as hell. It is over the top.
Anyone else waiting for anything special out there? Lindsay, are there any wishes and dreams?
There's a very extensive list populating.
Let's see. Can you give me a few that keep coming up over and over? I'd love to know what people are thinking.
There's not like a lot of consistency between them. Adenier said he wants Jet Li the One. Kirk Redgate says he wants The Social Network on 4K. Vincent Doyle says he'd buy Over the Top, no hesitation.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Gary Richardson also just popped up in the chat and asked if anyone else got a notice from Amazon that their 7 pre-order was canceled.
Completely canceled.
Not just delayed, but canceled.
WB's messing around.
Carlos Chavez says he wants St. Elmo's Fire in 4K.
Okay.
Lucas 4K?
Oh, I love Lucas in 4K. What studio owns Lucas? I would pick that up. Come on, 4K of Lucas.
Charlie Sheen's attorneys own Lucas.
No, there was some,
that was big.
I know, that was some like dark information coming out about Lucas. Let me see, who owns Lucas though? Now I want it. I don't care about the dark stuff.
I don't want St. Elmo's Fire, but I just want Man in Motion played on a loop to any footage in 4K, and I'd buy that. That song, that's a bop.
Anchor Bay put the last Lucas Blu-ray out.
Is Anchor Bay still around?
Probably not.
Wow, I haven't thought about Anchor Bay in a long time.
Yeah, I like Lucas a lot.
I barely remember it. I watched it as a kid, but I don't remember.
It's not one of like the best of that era, but it's wholesome. It's nice. It's got the slow clap. I think the originator of the slow clap even.
Is that true?
I believe so. I could be wrong. I'd love anyone to correct me out there, but it definitely has one of the most like blatant uses of it, where it's everything that's ever parodied. It's that exact moment in this movie.
Interesting. I wasn't aware of that.
Yep, exactly. Every time you've ever seen that parodied, literally it's the Lucas moment, which has got Charlie Sheen and some other people that are doing the slow clap because he's back. And he wasn't really well accepted before, but now, because he showed heart.
Yeah. Oh, man. You're a sucker for that. You even brought Rudy up in the past 10 minutes. Like, you love those stories. You love the little guy that can't.
The little guy that just fails.
He just can't. Your heart goes out. Throw on a Jerry Goldsmith score.
Give me the Goldsmith and watch me tear up.
Imagine if just one of the guys ended with a slow clap and Jerry Goldsmith. Terry shows everybody your tits.
Oh no.
The problem. Slow clap. Goldsmith starts. Oh man.
You got me, Russ. You nailed me dead to rights.
What a beautiful moment.
Dead to rights. What else are people waiting for out there before we jump over to Criterion?
Well, Addiction Therapy has typed the same comment like 20 times.
Let's
so
hear
I think
Addiction
they might want me
Therapy.
to throw it up on the screen.
Let's hear it.
They need the following in 4K.
Okay.
Vantage Point,
Vantage Point.
Pearl Harbor,
Pearl Harbor.
Deja Vu, Thunderbirds from 2004, The Mandalorian Season 3, Boba Fett, The Day After Tomorrow, Armageddon, and Dante's Peak. Just a small list.
Wow.
That is a very 90s.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're 25.
Mandalorian Season 3. Pretty specific.
No, I didn't mean that as a joke.
It's specific.
But the Thunderbirds movie?
Yeah, the Thunderbirds movie.
Didn't that just exist because Team America was coming out at the same time?
They had to,
and
like-
they were like, let's use this property
Yeah.
because we feel like that's going to be big.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh, yes, they're 25, LOL. Exactly.
They're 25. Nailed it.
And as I said, I was not being. That's cool. Hey, I'm glad you're watching and you're collecting.
You know
But yeah,
you're
just
proud, Russ.
the age range, like
Yeah.
of those titles, that was very specific. Wow, I'm good.
You're good, Russ.
Double A just said that they experienced Godzilla -1 on Netflix.
On Netflix.
Had their
Okay.
whole house rumbling. But you guys did chat about that, right?
We did. We
Yeah.
did. We talked about it, and then we're waiting for it to come out at home. There was an amazing Japanese release that came out, but which I would have picked up instantly. It had the 4K in color and black and white. The box was great, but there was no English subtitles, and it's a movie in Japanese, so it's like a no-go for me. So I'm waiting for the US. But it is on Netflix.
I still need to watch it.
It's awesome.
You sold me on it that I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Double A, what did you think? Let us know. How did you enjoy it? I heard the Atmos track on there is like really knocks your house.
Yeah, I mean, for a Godzilla movie, I feel like that's a requirement.
Yeah, the only thing that it maybe pales in comparison to will be Twister when that comes out.
Your mom died, or your dad died. You got to move on. Long time ago.
How long ago was it in the movie? Like 2 years?
Who cares? You got to move on. It was 2 days ago. What cows are flying now?
Carrie always stole the technology. We gotta get on the road.
Come on. It's just so funny, dude. It's like cutting to not a walkie-talkie, but like a truck radio. You're hearing this dialogue. It's so dramatic. I might buy Twister. It is pretty
What's
funny.
happening to this stream?
This is a loose stream.
This is the summertime stream. This is the sayonara farewell-y stream. All right, let's get over here. Wait, we got one more comment in the
We turned
booth.
into a carnival act. We're like
The booth.
age guessing, talking.
What do we got?
One other one. I know this is a favorite of Russ's, I believe. We've got 3 people saying they want Last Boy Scout 4K.
There it is, Russ.
There it is.
No joke. I can quote that movie from beginning to end. Out of all films in existence, that's the one where I'm watching it. I'll do every line of dialogue. I adore that. It's one of the funniest movies of all time. Let me ask this real quick. Can I do a Last Boy Scout aside?
Yeah.
I employ everyone, or let me. If you've never seen it, do this. And if you have seen it and love it like I do you agree with me? I always encourage people to go into that film and watch The Last Boy Scout as if you're watching Scream, where Scream is a slasher that is satirizing slashers, right? Last Boy Scout is the buddy action film that's satirizing buddy action films. Shane Black isn't stupid. Like, he basically did this with Kiss Kiss Bang Bang years later, but he was doing it with Last Boy Scout as well. People were just confused because Tony Scott directed it and it looked like Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop 2 and all that. But if you watch Last Boy Scout as a meta film on action films, on buddy cop action films, it's even sharper and funnier. But even like aside, even if you don't want to watch it like that, every line of dialogue in that film sings. Every line of dialogue is sarcasm, and it's hilarious.
Who would put it out in 4K for you?
Danielle Harris, the 13-year-old daughter of Joe Hallenbeck, Bruce Willis's character, sarcastic as hell and funny as hell. Like, everyone. Yeah, it may be one of the most misogynistic films of all time, but hey, if you watch it in a meta way, you could even look at it as a commentary on these types of films.
Willis does sarcasm great.
Oh God, he does. And holy shit, in this movie, dude, he hates life. He hates himself. He wants to die,
Yeah.
basically. Like, imagine that level of sarcasm with everything. The movie opens where he finds his wife fucking his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, imagine the sarcasm from that scenario alone.
Right.
I would personally love Arrow, but realistically, well, actually, you know what? I'll tell you exactly who would do it. It would be Shout Select.
That's what I was going to say.
They put out the Blu-ray that existed, which was a combo pack of that and Last Man Standing, the Walter Hill, Christopher Walken movie from '95. And they ended up putting that out solo. Didn't we get a 4K of Last Man Standing? Or was it
was a blue? It was just a Blu-ray.
But still, clearly they own, I'd imagine they still own the rights to it.
Well,
day one. Oh my God.
Got the fans out there. They want it too. There's fans of that movie. They want it.
Let's make it happen. Let's talk it into existence.
I know. My dog's upstairs barking. He wants it. He's like, give me that Last Action Hero.
That's right. Last Action Hero. What the fuck are you talking about?
Last Boy Scout and Action
I'll let it
Hero.
slide because Shane Black did write that as well. But come on.
Sorry, I just flubbed that because I misheard my dog. I thought he said Last Action Hero, but it's Last Boy Scout.
You know, Matt, after that comment, just once, I'd like to hear you scream in pain. Play some rap music.
Can we get some applause for that? That's great. That's great. And scene.
Dude, when him and David Wayans meet each other, you know what the introduction is? David Wayans walks up and goes, "You're nobody." And Bruce Willis goes, "Shh, don't tell anyone."
Russ, you got a good Bruce Willis impression happening there. Good. That might be option B when Carlito runs dry. Start bringing Bruce Willis around. 80s Willis, early 90s Willis.
80s.
Early 90s.
I don't know.
That time frame.
Maybe I'm going to bring you Looper Willis.
Looper Willis.
Looper Willis.
Looper Willis. Are you ready to talk about Criterion?
Let's get into Criterion.
The month that I feel like maybe renewed your faith in physical media based on some of the texts you sent to me in terms of like this year, in terms of what their Criterion's output has been. I feel like you were just really, I was blown away by this month in a way. I was pretty shocked.
It's really odd. Like, and you've known me for many years. This year in particular, Criterion, it's like they've been studying me or something.
They have.
You know, like Train Spotting, To Die For, Dogfight, Risky Business, Happiness. They're like very oddly specific titles that were very important to my identity over the years.
Yeah, for sure.
Watch, they're going to close out the year with House Party.
Dude.
Watch.
I would just, I mean, I died when I saw this, Happiness for You. I was like, oh my God, not only is it coming out in 4K of all things, but they're putting it out. I texted you immediately.
And you know, a little aside, I'm sorry, you host a movie night.
Yes.
And I showed this to a group of people who had never seen it. You know, I felt some vindication when I saw Criterion put it out.
You did.
I was like, once again, I'm culturing you fucks.
Dogfight, Happiness. They keep on landing hard blows. What's next? Pieces? What's coming up?
Criterion Pieces.
What's it going to be?
So, Night's next.
Here we go. But this is their September slate, and there's a lot of bangers. And let's talk about Happiness, which was shocking to me. I know you, and I'm sure literally anyone that knows what this movie is, you're shocked, I'm sure. And it's coming out September 7th. Previously only available on DVD, which I'm sure you probably brought. Do you have it with you or no?
I stopped bringing things because you stopped reminding me.
Well, you know,
Matt, you can't have it both ways. You want me to come in here cold and react, so I don't know what we're covering.
You don't know we're going to talk about Happiness?
I mean, I didn't know that.
You did know that, so I had to remind you to know to bring that.
I own the DVD. That's all that was in existence.
All it's ever been.
Lionsgate Signature Series DVD.
And now that I've been blamed for you not bringing it, I will say this movie is, for people that don't know what this is, I'm going to let you, I just want to talk about the release itself for a second. Then I'm going to let you tell everyone what it's about. And for those that do know what it is, your thoughts, and see if you can find some common ground, some simpatico, some...
You want me to describe the film?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go through the details, and then I want to see if anyone else out there feels the same way that you feel about this movie. All the fans out there, all
Criterion feels the same as I do.
They do. I don't know who on that board of directors was like, Happiness 2024.
I mean, jokes aside, it is a very, very good film. It's a disturbing subject matter that's being treated with a comedic bent, but it is a very good film.
I never felt like it was a comedy, and I think that's my fault.
Yeah. It's very jarring if you're not viewing it as a comedy.
I mean, I think I was trying to. I remember it was a movie very similar to a lot of these other movies that you put on, where sometimes they could use a little bit of a setup, just a little bit of one, but none is given. And then I'm left to try to decipher what it is I'm looking at. Should this be taken seriously? Should it not be taken seriously? Should I be laughing at this? Is this a drama? Is this a comedy?
Could I ask you, did you feel that way about Magnolia?
I knew what I was getting with an all Thomas Anderson film with all these actors that I know. And
okay, but I would just argue, I'd say Magnolia is set up similarly. Or
you think so?
In terms of just dropping you in with a bunch of characters without, like, you're learning their history. It's being revealed as it goes, their stories. Same here. I think the subject matter. It's the subject matter.
The Magnolia reveals a little bit different than the Happiness reveals as the subject matter goes on.
All right, I'll give you that.
It's a little bit different.
It's a little different.
It's an acquired taste, but for diehard fans, I feel like people are getting a gift here for sure. I hope everyone feels that way. I feel like it's a pretty solid release too. I mean, first of all, you're getting it in 4K, like bam, like that's the gift right there. But Supervised, the director of photography, came back to do it. There's a Blu-ray and a 4K solo release, but there's also a 4K and a Blu-ray in one here. New conversation with the director. He came back. And filmmaker Charlotte Wells, I'm not sure who that is. Dylan Baker, one of the main characters. He comes back, new interview. You got a trailer, you got a little essay in there, which, is a pretty nice little package for this movie.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel?
Ecstatic.
Yeah. I also like what they did with the art. It's basically the same, but it's like they polished it up a little bit. I cropped out the DVD's got this blue border, which I kind of cropped out just to kind of get the picture a little closer. But you can see like the original artist came back, sharpened up some of the characters, moved some people around, changed a little bit of the coloring, but it looks dynamite. I think the cover looks great.
It's in line, and I told you I love Criterion's 4K releases where they're essentially making the cover art high def.
Yeah,
they did this with Risky Business. They did this with To Die For. Like, I love it, and yes, I agree with you. I dig it so much. I have this poster as an 11x17 framed in my house.
Yeah, no, it looks great. And even the different coloring and some of the characters are kind of moved around. I think there might even be an extra character or two maybe stuck in there. I think it just looks well done. Well done for sure. So Russ, tell the people what's going on here.
Ben Gazzara has moved around. Yeah.
Tell the people what's going on with this movie. Before you do, what's the pulse out there, Lindsay, in terms of a lot of people have seen it, haven't seen it, don't know what this is, are happy it's here? 50-50?
Yeah, I would say about 50-50. Some people haven't seen it.
Okay.
One person said they read the synopsis on Wikipedia and was like, no, that's not for me.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, this isn't the type of movie that I'm going to go out and tell everyone to watch. This is not, it's a comedy, and I find it funny. It's the way I would describe it ultimately. Has anybody, think David Lynch. There's always a theme in most David Lynch films of the sunny suburbia, everything is Norman Rockwell, picture perfect, but just underneath, there's that severity, or there's Dennis Hopper being Dennis Hopper, even Mulholland Drive, the aspiring actress, but right underneath it's seedy. There's always this seedy underbelly. I would say Happiness and Todd Solondz work in general has that same approach, but it's going to go into things like child abuse, child molestation, rape, and all that. And it's going to, the comedic filter he applies is almost, I'd say, in a sitcom way. Okay. It's going to be presented to you in a comedically warped, you're either going to roll with it or you're going to be offended. And when I say, I know there's some movies you say are offensive, and people, Clockwork Orange is offensive. Yeah, it is. But ultimately, you'd still watch it and be like, I understand why that first 45 minutes had everything it has in it. you're not going to feel that way if you're offended by happiness.
Mhm.
You're going to genuinely feel like,
Disgust.
why does this movie exist?
Yeah.
But like I said, if you can get past that
Mm-hmm.
and you understand that it's a social commentary on well-to-do white people
Mhm.
mocking the facade that most of put forth into society, and just right behind those curtains, it's this scummy shit. Make no mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get on that wavelength of, I'm having a laugh at this while exposing it. I think it's daring. I think it's comedically brilliant, but I also can 100% say it is not for everyone. And out of all of his films that I've seen, I haven't seen all of his films, but I've seen half. This is the one I would tell everyone to avoid. I would rather, if you've seen Storytelling and have not seen Happiness, Storytelling feels quaint compared to Happiness, in my opinion.
Did you write the essay for this? You could have.
I keep saying 4K Kings.
You could have written the essay.
We are making ourselves available as film historians
Yeah.
for all commentary purposes to any boutique, any label out there.
Yeah.
Todd, look me up.
I'm curious what the essay, what the people, or I think it's just one person, what their essay is. Usually there is some really good essays or thought-provoking stuff about the movie that people end up, they get for writing in there. I'm curious if they touch on some of those same elements that you touched on.
That's maybe.
Maybe. Guess we'll find out.
I want to give a shout out to Cameron Manheim. That was her, right? And she's a Romeo and Michelle too, right?
Cameron Manheim.
I should have looked this up before. The girl who Philip Seymour Hoffman ends up with in the film for a minute. She's bigger, but anyway.
Okay.
Unless I'm mistaken, she's also in Romeo and Michelle.
Okay.
And even in that movie, she's kind of made the butt of jokes based on her physicality. I want to give her a huge shout out because I just applaud that she understood the humor of this, even in Romeo and Michelle. And I don't know, that's really fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's just really cool. And even everyone involved, anyone who worked with Todd Solondz, and we'll go there and we'll understand that the bigger piece of art, like that you are just a component of it, and I can have humility to serve the greater story, to serve the greater canvas. Man, I applaud her, and I applaud everyone I wish people had balls like they did back then making movies like this.
What year did it come out?
98, I
98.
think.
John Lovett's part's awesome.
Yeah.
He's not on the
He
cover.
got it.
Oh, wait, he is. That's him right there. Bottom right,
Yeah.
green tie. Yeah. Yeah, he's awesome.
Let me ask you though. So
Okay.
when I showed it to a group of people that you were involved with, Lindsay, the producer as well, what did you guys take away from it? Because I gave it to you cold. I did not explain.
Yeah, I was uncomfortable by some of it. It's just like, I don't know. Like I was, and the other thing too was you weren't laughing like at all. And I feel like had you, like, because usually we put these kinds of movies on, and the parts that you find humorous, you're laughing at along with it.
Do you do that? Hold on. Am I the only person who does that when you watch movies with when you show another person a movie? I will not give social cues. I want to
let them know how you feel.
Nope.
Yeah.
I want my wife. I do the same thing. Like we're watching something, like even if I'm laughing, I'll keep it inside.
I know.
I don't want to influence, especially in the movie night setting. It's like I just kind of want to. Sometimes I do, but I want to see how it plays.
Like when we watch Vendetta or Vengeance or whatever it was, or Pieces, like these things happen. You're laughing. I'm like, okay, this is
Pieces. I'm not.
Whatever. But there was no laughing. So
Yeah.
I'm like, there's some of the scenes, some of the conversations. I'm like, okay, this is disturbing, but no one's laughing. So am I supposed, like, what kind of movie is this? There's no feeling for what I haven't watched a movie like this ever in terms of how it's presented to you.
And then Criterion came along, put it out, and fucked you all up.
They really did. They were like, you've been wrong this whole time.
Yeah.
Is how they made me
Well,
feel.
all right, well, I mean, this is what our channel's for. Like, well, what did you think of the movie?
It made me uncomfortable. I don't know that I feel
like that removed all other feeling. It was too uncomfortable to even laugh or.
I don't remember laughing really. I remember thinking I should watch that again.
Yeah.
I should give that another chance
And-
with a new frame of mind or a new thought process on it.
And be honest, usually that feeling and that response is indicative of a very good piece of art.
Yeah, like
You
I
know what
want
I
to
mean?
experience it again.
If something gives you that feeling, there's something there.
Yeah,
You
because
know.
I like surreal kind of stuff. I feel like there's like a fine line where sometimes things kind of fall too surreal, and then there's like that line where it's like, you know, it's like Kids in the Hall. Tim and Eric, like that kind of stuff where it's just a little bizarre.
It's absurd.
But you can find it funny.
Yeah. And that's the thing. This is sticking to a narrative, a structure.
It is.
And it's fucking with that narrative that you and me and everyone else have been conditioned to by traditional movies. So when we see something like this, it's like, whoa. And that's what I dig about it, because it's the filmmaker. He's treating you, the audience, with respect. He's saying to you, hey, I know you know these conventions. I know you're smart enough to know if I treat this. I know you're smart enough to know that you're walking into a movie that's going to deal with child abuse. It's going to be presented in a certain way, but I'm going to trust you, and I'm going to subvert that shit to make a point and start a conversation, make you uncomfortable. And this shit really does go on in real life. It's like, that's art. Fuck it. That's art.
Did you write did you write the essay? Or?
And it's funny. It's a fucking funny movie.
I would love to give it another try.
All right. The Lovitz thing alone, you were laughing at that.
I was because
pumped. that was it's the opening scene, and it kind of sets the tone, but it doesn't go too
No,
dark
it doesn't.
So you were on the wavelength. It introduced it very well, in my opinion. It was showing you, okay, this is dark.
It's gonna be weird.
And
I was ready for the weird.
Toes in there.
I was ready.
But then it went.
Yes, a little too far, and I was like, okay. And I'm not a prude. I'm ready to watch it again. I just wasn't ready.
And that's why I keep reiterating. I'm saying no. I would not recommend this to anyone, because this isn't a case of, if you were offended by this or didn't like it, I wouldn't judge you. I wouldn't look at it as if like some film snob shit. You don't understand it. No, I would look at you like, hey, you're probably a good person. You know what I mean?
You're normal.
You're probably a good person.
And you later found out there's a Happiness too.
Yeah. And I still haven't seen it, because I'm actually intimidated
to watch it because of how this.
Yeah, it's the same characters, just recast, and it is a follow up. Particularly, I read to the Dylan Baker storyline. Anybody
out there seen Happiness 2? Anybody out there that knows this movie, know any other movies like it that you could recommend? Because I'm curious, like, this is a very unique movie.
People are going to say his entire filmography.
I wonder, are there other movies that are like this by other directors?
They'll say Gummo, probably.
Something like that.
Yeah, but even Gummo, to me, honestly, Gummo didn't bother me in any way.
Is that supposed to be funny too?
No, more like cinema, more realism, more like documentary, more like you're really there. It doesn't have like a narrative. You know what I mean? That's more notorious because it feels scuzzy. Like, just the idea, probably the most popular, but like known scene in it is when the kid is in the bathtub
eating spaghetti.
Yes, with roaches and shit, drinking milk. It's like you said,
gross.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you know, like they go around. One of the like kind of plot elements of it is that the kids skin cats, and like they're selling the meat to local, food.
Next up on Criterion, Gummo.
They'd be worthy of it. I like Gummo. I like Harmony Korine, dude. Like
you like skinning cats?
Yes. No.
I like eating the meat, not the skinning of the cat.
I like, that, dude. I love kids.
Spaghetti in the bath.
Gummo. You knew I was a big fan of the Beach Bum.
I know. I saw a Beach Bum.
Yeah. But those, I think, if you're gonna do, who are you putting in that 90s artsy provocateur sort of dancing around mainstream, like people know it but don't? I would say Harmony Korine, Todd Solondz.
Who's gonna put out Spring Breakers?
Oh yeah, I like Spring Breakers.
Who's putting that out?
I could see that's another one. I could see any label and I'd accept it. Scream Factory,
maybe. Vinegar Syndrome.
Severin Kids.
You've been dying for them to come back.
Dude, I had the perfect title for it too. I made a joke about the Spy Kids quadrilogy. Severin Kids needs to get back together and put out the Spy Kids movies. For nobody.
For no one. They're all now live on Netflix, but Severin's going to buy them all up.
This has been the most stream of consciousness live stream.
This is pretty wild
thus far.
Before we move on to the next Criterion title, Lindsay, was there anyone out there speaking on Happiness, speaking on its sequel, speaking on titles like it that we should also check out or know about?
Yeah, there's a lot of great comments.
Let's hear it.
Brown Bunny was applauding you, Russ, for teaching the children well.
Oh, thank you, Brown Bunny. And that name is a reference to another movie I'd probably throw in the whole Vincent Gallo. I would put him in the Todd Solondz category.
Okay.
Scott Hall said, "Fuck it, it's art should have been on the cover."
Instead of #1 film of the year, fuck it, it's art.
4K King.
And Victor Fontaine was laughing at your you saying, "If you're offended, you're probably a good person."
Seriously, hey, has Victor seen it? I don't. Lindsay, do you know? Has Victor seen it?
No,
yeah,
I
you
think
would agree
Victor
with me on
might
that,
have been
though.
the person that said they've read the Wikipedia and wasn't going to do that. No pedo stuff for him.
Yeah, and I understand.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Dude, everyone has limits. Everyone has like, yo, I don't even want to fuck with that in a satirical way, and I completely understand that. Now, the only thing I would disagree with is if someone who has that view would try to censor this movie, which I don't think anyone's saying that.
No.
But no, I completely agree.
Happiness.
I don't go into things that I know I'm not going to like. Why would you expect someone else to do that?
Happiness should be seen by everyone.
Hunter Dean also said that it's absolutely hilarious
It is.
and pointed out that the sequel was released by Criterion.
Happiness
correct?
Part 2?
It's not called Happiness Part 2.
What's it called?
Happiness Harder. It's called Happiness with a Vengeance.
Electric Boogaloo? What's it called?
It's called, oh my God. Like I said, I haven't seen it.
We were just talking about it.
I know, we were. I'm drawing a blank.
I'm looking right now.
Came out in like 08, 09.
Life During Wartime.
Yes, Life During War.
There, yep.
In my head, I kept thinking, Welcome to Sarajevo.
Welcome to Sarajevo.
It's like a 90s movie with Marissa Tomei. I'm like, it's not that.
Dude, it did come out from Criterion. It did. It did. 2011.
I'm
It came out on
We
Blue.
did that first, right?
I'm surprised Welcome to the Dollhouse was in Criterion. I think Shout.
Dude, if I had
think
known
Shout
that, I
put
mean,
that out.
this makes sense now that they would put this out. This makes total sense. I didn't know that they put the sequel out in 4K or in Blu-ray before this came out. Pretty wild.
I don't know.
Well, I wonder why they put the sequel out first before this.
I feel like Happiness has more notoriety than that, though. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, well, Allison Janney, Ali Sheedy,
Yeah.
Paul Rubens, Charlotte Rampling.
I told you. Remember?
All right. All right. Well, Happiness 2, Life During Wartime. Pick it up. Russ highly recommends it to everyone.
I do. Pick up Storytelling from Shout Select. That's coming out next month as well. Storytelling is, I watched that for the first time recently, and not on the level of greatness that Happiness is, but still, I'm not canceling my pre-order.
You're not canceling it yet.
Not canceling. No, it was a good movie. It was really good. I laughed hard, especially at the Selma Blair story in the beginning. There's 2 stories in it. Here was the problem with Storytelling.
Okay.
There's 2 stories in the movie. The first one is way better than the second one.
Okay.
And that's the problem. And apparently there was a third that got cut, and you can feel it. But the first storyline involving Selma Blair, hey, and going back to Harmony Korine, Telly from Kids, Leo Fitzpatrick,
Yeah.
in it. That story is great, and it's worth buying alone.
Okay.
Just for the Selma Blair one.
Okay. Well, it's coming out, Russ. You pre-ordered it already? Or is the pre-order available? I'm not sure. September 7th is when it's out, but you're going to pick this up day 1, I take it.
Yeah.
Day 1.
Yeah.
This isn't a wait
I'm
for a
not gonna
sale
wait
kind
for
of a
sale
thing.
for this.
Yeah. September 3rd, also just wanted to highlight another film that you own on Blu-ray already. I sent you a message about this, and I wasn't sure. You said, like, I call bullshit. I wasn't sure if you meant you. Did you not think it was going to come out in 4K?
I was just quoting the movie. That's
Oh.
why I sent you a clip. I was
Oh.
quoting to do that. I call bullshit on that.
Oh, well, it's official. September 3rd, 4K Ultra HD, another one of your favorites, Repo Man,
Yeah.
4K, previously released on Blu-ray, which you have, and
I
probably
have 2. I have the Umbrella one. I have the Criterion one.
the Criterion one is some of their best packaging to date, I feel
It is
like.
badass.
Not only this cover art is incredible, but just the digipack pull out, like all that kind of stuff. Just this skeleton with the map of, but it's like of LA, but it's like shaped like a mohawk. It really, really is like fire.
It really is cool. I
Yeah.
know, for newly commissioned artwork for a film that's very personal and near and dear to my heart,
Yep.
they did a great job. Criterion usually does.
Mhm.
I mean, their original art, they're reliable in that department
I would agree.
because
And
they keep it minimal.
they do.
They don't try to, they don't try to Drew Struzan it up. But yeah, I'm with you, dude. I've gushed about this movie a million times. Happy to see it on 4K. It's going to look incredible.
Happy to pick it up in 4K?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay, just making sure to know if you were...
Dude, I went to a screening with the director himself and chatted him up, Alex Cox, and he was extremely nice, answered my questions. It was great. Phenomenal movie. Grew up on it. Classic film. And you're getting obviously all the same features that you had before. There's obviously nothing new here. I watched this movie based on your recommendation. When?
One time I watched it back in 2000 and maybe 5 or 6, I want to say.
Uh-huh.
I watched it. I had a nose surgery. So I was getting rid of like a deviated septum, and I had some time off where I was going to be on the couch recovering and whatever. And I had got a bunch of movies to watch, and one of them was Repo Man. And I watched Repo Man after I had just taken 2 Vicodin, which was my very first time taking those Vicodin. I'd never taken Vicodin before in my life, but they gave it to me like for the pain, and I was feeling some, so I took it.
Now it's daily.
And now I've got a problem. Fast forward 15 years later.
Thanks,
and
Repo
I got a problem.
Man.
Thank you.
Drug addict now.
So I take this Vicodin, and it doesn't really start like doing anything until about like an hour in. And it was really like becoming a lot for me at the end of the movie when things start getting a little kind of like out there, like the spaceship and stuff. Yeah. And I remember, yeah. There's something's glowing, something, right. So I was like, I felt like my head had like detached. And it was like floating around the room watching this movie.
Especially by the end of the movie, if you're in an altered state of mind.
I was.
And you had no idea what to expect. And this movie plays it traditional enough to where it's going to confuse you if you have nothing, if you have no precursor.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree with being probably put off.
I wasn't really put off. I just felt like I need to rewatch it because how I watched it, I felt bizarre. And I remember enjoying what I saw. I don't know if I should just rewatch, wait for a half off sale.
Here's the key. Here's the key to watch this. Just like I said about Last Boy Scout.
How do you watch it?
Watch this like you're watching a Quentin Tarantino movie. It's comedy. You're supposed to be laughing at the quips. You're supposed to be laughing at the dialogue, even when it feels like it's just natural. Was that bad? No. It's sharp. You're supposed to be laughing. It's a comedy, it's a sci-fi, and it's punk rock. But watch it like a Tarantino movie where I'm laughing at this dialogue. Yeah. Because there's a lot of great lines in this movie.
How did this movie get such a huge like cult following? Like, what is it about this? Is it all those things that you just mentioned?
Probably that. This movie is the definition of a cult movie.
Yes, exactly.
And I don't even mean how it went down. It became one, but I'm saying just the movie itself. If you watched it with no frame of reference, it would be like, yeah, this is a cult movie, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's so specific to punk rock. It's so original. There's nothing else like it. And it was also of the time where the punk rock stuff was still going on. Hardcore was still going on. And it's in its traditional dominance. You know what I'm saying? Like the bands. Emilio Estevez is singing Black Flag in the movie. Like, that's incredible. How many movies do you see where Black Flag is referenced? The Circle Jerks are in this movie, parodying themselves. It's stuff like that, dude. And the wit, the humor, the attitude, not only from the characters themselves, but the film itself, the film's attitude. It's punk, and there ain't nothing like it. Nobody's ever really touched it. He probably had more success. He followed this up with Sid and Nancy, which is again, you're in the punk rock world.
Yep.
Totally different tone, though. I mean, obviously, that's a harrowing drug self-destruction movie, as it should be, about Sid Vicious. Where this is comedy, this is fun, this is you're hanging out, this is Harry Dean Stanton is the coolest asshole in the world kind of a movie.
Dude, and Emilio Estevez was badass in the 80s.
Dude, he's awesome in this. He's good.
Dude, he's good.
But he ain't the coolest. He ain't shit compared to Cy Richardson in this movie, and that's who I was quoting. I call bullshit on that. Cy Richardson is amazing in this. What do you say? This whole like line of dialogue he goes off on about how you like music, won't put it on. You these guys, shit, they wanted me to be their manager. I call bullshit on that. He's like, Managing a pop group. That's no job for a grown man. It's like shit like that, dude. It's like watch it like you're watching Quentin Tarantino or something.
Okay.
Like it's the dialogue and not just him. Harry Dean Stanton.
Who?
Emilio Estevez has hilarious lines. And like I said, hey, nice friend you got there. And Emilio Estevez. Thanks. I made him myself. Like shit like that.
Who is this a blind buy for?
Punk fans, but if you're a punk fan, I'm sure you're aware of it already. If you've seen Sid and Nancy and like it, I feel like more people know Sid and Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
And damn, even that, I don't know. This is a specific one. If you love cult 80s films and haven't seen this, there you go. That's the best way.
I want to give it another try.
If you love cult films and 80s films and shit that is raw and has a personality you will not get elsewhere, you need to check out Repo Man.
Okay. That's a great selling sales pitch.
It is. I'm starting to get on a roll.
You're on a roll now. You're on a roll. You're doing great. And then I wanted to briefly mention the 3 other ones that Criterion's putting out in addition to these 2, which obviously are bangers, but even these 3 I feel like are really good. These are all coming out September. All of these are in 4K. Long Good Friday, the Doom Generation, or I'm sorry, this is like the GREGG Araki Apocalypse trilogy or box set. And then All of Us Strangers. So I want to talk about just these 3 just briefly, a couple of things about each one. But so Long Good Friday, I winced a little bit when I saw this get announced.
I thought of you.
I winced a little bit when I saw it because I, hemmed and hawed about that Era one, and I ended up picking it up when I pre-ordered Desperado and something else because it was on sale. And ended up just so I didn't have to pay like shipping just for that. And then I saw this and I was like, gosh, this could have been the one that I got because I, being in the US, this might have been the better choice. But then I did a little bit of digging and I started feeling a little bit better upon closer inspection. So the Arrow release contains all of the features that is on this Criterion release, except for one intro by some Criterion executive. And there's some documentary about the creation of the film studio that originally put this out. So 2 sort of like, okay, whatevers. But then the other 2 main things like interviews and whatever else are like making ofs are on the Arrow release. Plus the Arrow release has more featurettes than that. Plus it comes with a poster and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like
the presentation was better too. Not that Criterion's doing a bad job here. For us Americans, this is perfect. But yeah, if you're going for the gusto, you're going for the glory, that Arrow one. And
you mentioned the packaging too, which was the final sort of, okay, I think I'm good. Because I don't mind this art. I don't. But then looking at the other Arrow ones, Arrow did the original art and Arrow did like their own version of their art too. I mean, I feel like both of those will look a little bit better. I mean, the classic original art's the way to go here. So anyway, so for anybody that's felt the same way I did, you already bought the Arrow one. I think we're going to be okay. I don't know how different the transfers will be. I guess that will be a deciding factor. I don't know if they've got the same one or what it might be, but that at least gave me a little bit of solace knowing I might have picked the right one.
I'm glad because I did. I thought of you immediately when I saw this. I was like, wow, you just told me the week before you bought the Arrow one.
I know. So then there's the GREGG Araki's Teen Apocalypse trilogy, which I know him from you as well. Kind of like you putting on Happiness, you put on Mysterious Skin for us at movie night.
Another one.
Which is another
one I don't fault anyone for, hey, I'm not watching that.
With zero context, with zero setup.
Yeah, but that's a little different. That's not a comedy.
It's not. But it's still tough subject matter.
It's tough subject matter, but I didn't need to set you up for that. Like,
no.
Hey, you should be laughing. No, you shouldn't be laughing in Mysterious Skin.
You sure?
Maybe a little.
But what are these 3 movies? Is this something that you're familiar with? Are you excited about this trilogy as well? These are all 4K, all 3 of them.
I know. Wait, they are?
I believe so.
No, I thought they were Blu-ray.
Oh,
dude.
Fact check me.
I could be wrong.
All right, let's look it up. Okay, here I go. I'm fact checking my own self. Let's see if I can fact check it faster than the audience can.
Lindsay, the producer. What are the
GREGG Araki's Teen Apocalypse trilogy 4K Blu-ray?
Really? All of them?
It looks like special features and technical new 2K restorations of Totally Effed Up, new 4K restorations of The Doom Generation and Nowhere.
So one of them.
So one of them's a 2K restoration and the other 2 are 4K.
No shit. Yeah, this is exciting, similar to Happiness. And I don't know if anyone's picking up on this. Nowhere has never existed.
Okay.
I don't, dude. I actually, the last convention I went to, you know, I always peruse through the DVD sellers, the physical media sellers, and I like the boots. I like the bootlegs because I'll find things of like, I just like having it on my shelf of a movie that I know will never get released, or in this case, it will, and I'll upgrade.
Right.
I picked up Nowhere because I was like, dude, you can't find this anywhere. It was even a hard time to find, you know, through wink, wink methods on the internet. It was hard to find.
It's hard to find, yeah.
I've never seen it to this day.
Gotcha.
But I have seen Doom Generation. I saw that as a child. Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan.
You picking it up?
I think I am, dude.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because from what I remember, I liked Doom Generation as a kid. It wasn't one of my favorite movies from that era. Definitely fucked up. Definitely violent. The ending, I remember to this day as a man. And I'm interested to revisit it, especially in 4K.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm interested in Nowhere. I'm interested. Mysterious Skin, I think, is a 10 out of 10. I personally think Mysterious Skin is very close to being a masterpiece. A few tweaks, and I would call it a masterpiece.
Does this give you hope that it might come out?
That's what I was about to say.
Oh,
this
okay.
definitely gives me hope.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That one has Joseph Gordon-Levitt as the main character. Just slap him on the box. These movies, the biggest star out of all these films, well, in Doom Generation's case, is Rose McGowan. Hell, you know who the other person is in Doom Generation? It's like 3 characters. It's Rose McGowan and homeboy from That Thing You Do. I
Topher?
quit. No, I quit.
Jordan
The lead
Shake?
singer. Yeah, Jonathan Shake.
Jonathan.
Shakes.
Yeah, Shakes the Clown.
Shakes.
He's the one in it, dude. Like Mysterious Skin makes more sense to get a bigger release, honestly. But you got to support him. And I like Araki, man. I think he's an interesting filmmaker. I think he's definitely has his own vision. I'll tell you this. He was doing his style of films also way before it was socially acceptable. You throw a rock, you watch some modern, you know, any film, and I'm not trying to be like hateful. I have no hate, nothing. But I mean, whenever you see a modern TV show or movie that is more LGBTQ centric or focused, I mean, this man was doing it way before y'all, and at a time when it wasn't at all acceptable in the mainstream or asked for. So he's a goddamn, in my opinion, he's a great filmmaker, and I. The way our society is now, he's probably going to get more funding, and that's a really good thing. He's somebody I do want to see.
Yeah, so
keep getting more mainstream,
and picking this up will help maybe get Mysterious Skin put out for you.
That too.
The other movie that's in their slate, which I'm not too familiar with, but I swear, and I wanted to see if you remembered this, that there was someone in our chat a little while ago that mentioned and said something like, I really wish All of Us Strangers would come out on Criterion, or I wish like They Will Never, or something that effect, like somebody really hoping it was going to come out, but didn't think it had stood a chance. And then I saw this and I was like, holy crap, is this that same movie?
So wait, is this like the Criterion controversial slate? So they're saying that we don't know nothing. Greg Araki can be controversial. Doom Generation alone is controversial. Obviously Happiness. Is this like what the fuck, man? Criterion's just going nuts.
They went hard, dude. It was a great month. Like I said, they're all 4K. All this stuff is 4K, so good for them. Really awesome. How does everyone else feel about Criterion September slate? How does everybody feel about their month? That's a good month.
It is, and I'm shocked. I could have sworn the Greg Araki set was just blue. I'm blown away by it. It's 4K. No way.
Lindsay, how are people feeling out there?
There are some people that were really excited to see The Last of Us Strangers get a U.S. physical release.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and a couple people said that they're going to be giving all their money over, picking up a bunch of movies. And a couple people throughout the chat today have been saying how they're getting their cart ready for the sale.
I know. Yeah. I'm ready, man. I'm ready for July. Do you remember last year? Remember how I messed up last year?
Oh, yeah. That's
dude,
right.
I blew it last year. Was it November or was it July? I don't remember. I think it was July.
Yeah.
I was so upset. It was like July 1st. And I was like, wait a minute. Where's the sale? No sale. July 2nd, no sale. July 3rd, no sale. And I'm like
2 movies.
I'm like, this is so stupid. And I was like, oh, wait, whatchamacallit, it's like $10 off or whatever. So now I'm only going to buy 2 movies instead of like the 3 or 4 that I wanted to get. And then like July 5th, the sale hit.
It happens, man.
I didn't know. I thought it was instantly.
Happens to the best of us.
I'm not going to mess up this time.
You just really love movies.
I've got a lot of movies that I'm ready to get for July.
I put off a few. I put off Dogfight. I'm waiting for July.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't. I waited on that.
Okay.
Risky
Awesome.
Business should be a part of the sale, right? It debuts in July. Will that be?
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so.
Either way, I'm getting it.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know if everybody's happy about these releases. Good for the people wanting All of Us Strangers and Long Good Friday and 4K, Repo Man, and Happiness. I'm the most happy for you all.
Yeah, oh yeah, even Repo Man, like kind of the punk. This is like a very, like, you know, this is a feisty lineup.
Yeah,
even Long Good Friday too. I mean, this is a hard lineup.
It is a hard lineup. And just one last quick mention, I wanted to bring up a title that I saw that I'm very curious about, and for a couple of reasons. And then I don't know if there's anything else that you wanted to mention, or if maybe the audience members have that they would like us to discuss. But the one thing that I wanted to just give a brief mention to is A24. They have been steadily putting out their titles out on their own shop, in their own packages and so forth. Some have had releases elsewhere, like The Lighthouse comes to mind, where Arrow put out like a box set for that, but then they also did their own version. But slowly but surely, they're putting out their films. Originally they were Blu-ray, but now they've been more 4Ks. And they're always really nice looking packages to some degree. And they just announced the Zone of Interest. And why I'm bringing this one up specifically is because if you've watched this channel long enough, you'll know that I'm a really big fan of this director who did Under the Skin, which is one of my a really recent favorite film of mine. But he also did movies like Sexy Beast, which I know you're also a fan of. And this was his most recent film. This is a title, Jonathan Glazer, that he put out right after Under the Skin. This is his like follow-up, and it got Academy Award attention. It had a very limited theatrical release. It was like around here for like one night, and I missed it, or we couldn't go for some reason. But A24 is putting this out. I don't know if this is a situation for me to like jump in and blind buy this. I know this is also kind of a artsy, controversial maybe title as well. I'd be interested to know what everyone out there thinks, but it makes me hopeful again that maybe soon we will get an Under the Skin version like this, or even Hereditary, because those are two of their titles that they never put out in this manner in 4K or Blu-ray for that matter. And I know we just put our video up and I wanted that to come out from Second Sight, but I'll take it from pretty much anywhere. And if they're going to put something out that looks like this, I would definitely take Under the Skin from them.
Oh yeah.
Did you have any interest in seeing this?
No. I kind of, everything you just said, that's all I know about it. That's the extent of my knowledge. That it had awards consideration and probably success.
Yeah.
It came out around that era, but I never saw it. Our friend Lauren introduced us to Sexy Beast.
Yeah.
Huge fan of that movie. I adored that. You introduced me to, clearly everyone's schooling me on Jonathan Glazer. So as your friend, as your attorney, I'm going to advise you to pre-order this. I'm going to advise you to blind buy it, man. And the reason why I'm saying that is I know how deeply you love Under the Skin.
I do.
I could tell maybe I liked Sexy Beast a little more than you, but you loved it.
I would pick that up.
Exactly. So this guy, he's got a great batting average.
So far.
I think you should do this.
So here's a couple of people. I got the chat up. Here's a couple of people and what they're saying about Zone of Interest. Zone of Interest was awesome from Hunter Dean. Juan Carlos Moreno, Zone of Interest. I would like to get that. Brown Bunny, I will be picking up Zone of Interest. It was an incredible theater experience. Big Boss Squirtle, gonna rent Zone of Interest first. A24 shop is overpriced. What are they overpriced on? Their shipping?
Hold on.
Someone said that earlier. They, I guess, are in the UK and they had a cart going, and once they got the shipping added in, it was like $200 for just shipping and taxes. I don't know how much they were buying, but
good grief,
pretty outrageous.
Hold on, real quick. Sexy Monkey. What does this talk about the whackness given better treatment on Blu-ray? What is this about, Matt? I didn't see any news about that movie.
The whackness?
Yeah. It's all about that. Unless I'm mistaken, that's the movie with the kid who was on that Disney Channel. Method Man was in it. I remember that.
I'm showing Sony Pictures. The Whackness came in on Blu-ray 2009.
Yeah. What I don't know what Sexy Monkey's referring to with a better treatment.
Zone of Interest is only $35 plus shipping. Victor Fontaine says, I got the Under the Skin Blu-ray US release that came out in 2014. Me too. Image 92, love Zone of Interest. Sound design off the charts. That's what I kept hearing too. The sound design is like incredible. Not quite as good as Under the Skin, but definitely up there. What I always found interesting, I think I've showed you this before. So hold on. I'm going to just show. So this is the A24 store. And this is where you can buy it. And you decide the format, which is 4K Ultra HD. But then, where is it? Hold on. It's like not showing up. Yeah. But then there's the quantity drop down. How many of these you want? 9? Need 9 of them? Need 9 Zone of Interest for everyone you know? Like, why? Like, it's funny that's a drop down.
Some people have large families, Matt.
I mean, come on. 35. So I guess it's showing $31.50, $35 is that how they're doing? Oh, members. Oh, for members, you join and you're $31.50. I mean, $35 for a 4K, which is a pretty decent looking package, is not outrageous to me. I mean, for 9 of them, I mean, that's only $200 and like $300.
Dude, I guess as your attorney, I advise you to pre-order 9.
I definitely should, but here we go. So a lot of people are recommending it, and you're recommending it too. I can't believe the quantity stops at 9. I know. What about 20? I mean,
bullshit.
What about the person that needs a baker's dozen?
I needed 10 copies of Zone of Interest, and I'm going to show up with one short.
Now, if I want more than 9, I have to pay shipping twice.
What are all the other dads at the Little League game going to say?
You didn't get your 9 copies of Zone of Interest? So a lot of people recommending it. I'm interested in it as well. Again, but from the director's previous work alone, I was totally into it, and based on some of the reviews I read. But I heard that it's like, to each his own. Probably like you said, it's not for everybody.
You could say that about Under the Skin.
You sure could. Oh, you definitely can say that. So, all right.
Nah, man. Listen, Jonathan Glazer gave us Sir Ben Kingsley going on that beautifully epic rant on that fat right cunt Ray Winstone.
That was great.
Nah, he goes down. He's a legend. Right, legend. Glazer.
That's pretty much the news that I mean, there's some other news out there too, some like little minor stuff that I saw, some things that I'm not as familiar with or didn't know that we would have a lot of commentary to add. I know I saw Caligula. There's some people that are dying for Caligula to come out. There's a Caligula Ultimate Cut coming out from like Draft House Films or something with all the cuts possible, all the things that you could ever want for a Caligula fan. But I don't really have too much to say. What do you have to say?
I never saw it.
Saw parts.
I never saw it. I know it has Malcolm McDowell.
Sure does.
Helen Mirren.
She's there.
I don't.
Anything else you're excited about then? Anything else anybody else out there is excited about that's coming out soon? I know I thought I saw someone say Blue Velvet in 4K is coming out next week.
Oh yeah, that'll be on my Criterion. That'll be in my
You'll pick that one up?
half off. Definitely a Bound. I'll do that as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't formulated my list yet, but I got ones.
Risky Business for sure. Lahane for sure. I'm thinking To Die For. Well, you already have the Blu-ray. I don't have Lahane at all.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to upgrade Lahane.
Yeah. After Hours has always been lingering in there. Some other ones. I'm not sure, but there'll probably be at least 3. I thought there was one more that I was... Oh, Anatomy of a Fall I was looking at. That's coming out in Blu-ray. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited for that as well. What are you going to do on your break, Russ? What are you going to do when we're not seeing each other? Got anything fun going on?
It's how long is it?
It's about a month.
Well, no, I mean date-wise. I'm trying to think.
Well, today's the 19th of June. We're coming back the 17th of July.
So like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
4 weeks.
Basically just missing one stream.
Yeah.
Essentially.
What do I got coming up?
Any movies you're going to see or want to see?
Like new ones?
No. I want to watch Bad Lieutenant on break.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know,
that's what we should do. Matt, give me a few recommendations of the ones we've talked on here. Like, think back on the times where I was like, oh, fuck, I never saw that one.
Yeah.
What should I watch?
Well, one I want to watch that I haven't
some
seen.
Homework assignments.
Well, I'll give you one because I'm going to watch this, or I would like to. Maybe you've already seen it and you could tell me yes or no, but The Gambler with James Caan.
No, I've never seen that.
I saw... I can't remember why that was referenced. It was referenced by some other movie, and it was like, if you like James Caan, The Gambler, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh, James Caan, The Gambler. Let me see what that's all about. And I saw all this stuff about how this is like the movie that is maybe he's the most well known for in terms of his performance. Like this is one of the great James Caan performances, The Gambler, which was out, I think, before Thief. I think it was a few years before. Have you seen that before?
No, but I heard similar things about like his actual performance. I thought he actually learned to prepare for the role. He taught his shoulders how to roll dice.
A lot of what I was reading about it was kind of this, like, you know, ratcheting up of tension because he's a gambler. He owes people money. He keeps gambling. Kind of like Uncut Gems or something.
And I made the joke, Hughes brothers, because they did. Well, actually, I forget if it was Albert or Alan, but one of them went solo, and they did a movie in maybe like 10 years ago. It had Mark Wahlberg and Russell Crowe. I want to say maybe not Russell Crowe. It was somebody else. But I remember they kept reference, I believe, unless, again, I'm mistaken, that they kept referencing The Gambler as like, this is a reference of like what this movie's kind of going for.
There's a Mark Wahlberg The Gambler. That's a take.
Or maybe it was a remake.
It's a remake.
Look it up.
It's a literal remake.
Yeah. Did the Hughes do, or
I don't know.
Albert or Alan Hughes?
I
remember, unless I'm confusing him with another Mark Wahlberg movie. Let's not kid ourselves. Once like 2005 hit, every Mark Wahlberg movie is pretty much the same.
How many people would recommend The Gambler, not the Mark Wahlberg version? Director Rupert Wyatt.
Yeah, I'm thinking of another. I'm confused. You know what I'm doing then? I'm confusing that with the Mark Wahlberg movie that one of the Hughes brothers did.
It has a 6 out of 10 on IMDb.
Caan does?
No. This is 1974, Paul Sorvino and James Caan, and it has got a 7.1 out of 10. But I don't know. Axel Fried is his name. Axel Fried. It's awesome. So yeah, that's what I want to check out on the break. The Gambler and Bad Lieutenant.
Okay.
What about you?
I'll do The Gambler.
I see a lot of for After Hours. People are like, get After Hours. Mozart's Ghost. James Caan had that drip. He sure did. Miss him every day. Catch you off guard with that, Russ? That I miss James Caan every day? I'm sorry, but I do.
A little bit. Hey man, James Caan, he was connected. I talked about this before. His son Scott Caan was an aspiring rapper, and was Scott Caan's best friend growing up. James Caan's son was Alchemist. If you know anything about Alchemist, produced songs for Nas, Mobb Deep, like classic songs. Still produces. You know, he's a legendary producer. And I mean, they were so close. Like Alchemist would call James Caan like his uncle, and like it would, I don't know, just interesting tidbit.
Wow, interesting story, compelling and rich. Captain Morgan wants to know if I've seen Bad Lieutenant. I have not seen it, but I really want to see it. And now that it's 1999, I might as well throw that, Making Mr. Right in the cart for good measure, and just call it 2 and 2. Making Mr. Right's only $17.49 right now. When you sent me that 1999 link, I was like, how much is Making Mr. Right now? Oh, $17.49? But of course, you know what's out of stock is Dress to Kill and Face Off. And I was like, that would be great to pick all these. Maybe they're all on sale. What's this? $19.99? Nope, not even in stock.
I would wait on Dress to Kill at this point because Kino, you might get a better edition.
Who do you think would put that out again in 4K?
Well, what usually happens with that, with Kino, was it Kino and Criterion like usually trade?
Yeah, so we're not. So Kino's probably got the 4K US. Who's going to get the 4K UK?
That's a good question.
Arrow's put it out before.
But I mean, De Palma gets great releases foreign. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The global market. I was just thinking because maybe you wouldn't get that slip. I know that's a stupid anal collector's thing, but at this point you wouldn't.
Someone called After Hours zany and fun. That sounds like me. W Porta 1969 says, I enjoyed Anatomy of a Fall far more than Zone of Interest. It's definitely a movie I'd watch again. Well, anything else for the people before we wrap it up? Say goodbye.
I need a break.
And if you like this video, click that. Oh, no, wait, that's a different thing.
What, Tubi? Hey, you know what I'm going to do over vacation? Since we're taking a break from discussing physical media, I'm going to be streaming. And when I stream Tubi.
Tubi, do the right thing. Get my man a free subscription. Wait, is it free already? It's already free. Wait, does it have ads? Is there like with no ads?
I think it has ads.
It's already got ads and you can't pay to get rid of them. Like, screw you. Ads and that's it. And while Russ is watching Tubi, I'll be enjoying my Prime release from Umbrella Entertainment. Umbrella, the Australian for physical media.
That's
How do you like that?
Down under.
Australian for physical media, a take on the famous Foster's beer ad. Is that too on the nose? I'm just trying to get that coupon code.
It actually reminded me of a joke in basketball that I can't say on the live stream.
Well, with that being said, I would like to wish everyone a nice summer. We'll be back during the summer. I'd like to invite everyone to enjoy a nice couple of weeks. We won't be here, but we'll be back on the 17th. I hope everyone had a great time tonight. It was lovely hanging out with everyone and chit-chatting and talking about life, talking about physical media.
It was, and we'll have some content thrown out there during this little break and leave some comments. We'll be checking in periodically.
Definitely will.
It is. We're not quitting.
Best soundtracks of all time. Let us know what your favorite and what you feel are the best soundtracks of all time. We'll have that video coming up soon.
Hey, we need to go harder on that because, oh my God, out of all segments we have ever done, that is the one I completely feel like, holy shit, we just skimmed the surface.
Yeah, we scratched it.
I could, like I said, we could have done a segment on just the Natural Born Killers soundtrack.
I think we tried to keep the conversation within like 45 minutes, but we could have probably talked for like an hour and a half plus.
That was, honestly, I felt almost like I did it injustice to some of my picks because I was like, wow, I didn't touch on that, but that's the nature of the beast when you're doing these things, I suppose.
So look forward to a half-ass video that won't really have all of our thoughts that we really wanted them to be there, but there'll be enough that will at least be some sort of entertainment, we hope.
And it's so good in the next month, it'll be streaming on Tubi.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you all soon. Enjoy your July. Enjoy Tubi. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you.
We'll see you at Walmart.